What's up everyone, and welcome to tonight's episode of Resident Roleplay. This is a show where a group of friends and I get together and play homebrewed tabletop RPG set in the world of Resident Evil. I'm your host and GM, and welcome back everybody.
Hi. That's good to be back.
Hi.
We are currently short one Milkaya, I do believe. However, should be joining us here shortly. So, I guess just to make a brief note before we begin. First off, the bonus episode of Resident Roleplay Captive, the solo session that I had with Lauren for Mr. G a while back, is now up on YouTube. So you could go watch that if you want to see what happened to Mr. G over in the Manifold Tower after he got captured by Aiden. So that's on YouTube now. That was recorded, I think, like a month and a half ago. And if you go to the YouTube playlist, you'll be able to see chronologically where that session fits in to the series as a whole. So, that's a thing. Anything else you guys want to make note of before we begin?
Not before we begin.
Alright then, let's get started. So, previously on Resident Roleplay. During the Manifold's raid on the CIA headquarters in Langley, you entered the office of Mr. Fox, knowing that Walker was targeting him. However, what you found was Walker, Aiden, and your ally, Mr. G, working together. You engaged in a long and difficult battle. Enyo underwent another final upgrade, which gave her extraordinary combat abilities throughout the fight. Walker used his unique powers to dominate Katara and force her to his side. But, seeing that Enyo was soon to break down, he then retreated into a cloaked getaway jet. But knowing that Mr. G and Aiden were under the influence of mind control devices, you attempted to forcefully remove these devices from their chests. And, in fighting to the brink of death, you barely managed to do so. And with Mr. Fox's aid, Katara was also freed from Walker's control. You then knocked Mr. G out after hearing of his broken physical and mental state in the aftermath of this experience. However, Enyo's condition proved unstable. As her manifold reactor went into meltdown, she became aware that a nuclear-level self-destruct was imminent. She then said her goodbyes, and with her new-found rocket flight, soared into the upper atmosphere. With one last somber look on the blue earth below her and the expanse of stars above her, she made an attempt to dig the core out of her chest before it detonated in orbit. So, the rest of you are now stood on the rooftop of Langley's NHB office tower. You had climbed up to witness the faint flash of light from Enyo in the morning sky. Mr. Fox and Aiden stand by, with Aiden joining you on the roof while Mr. Fox keeps watch over Mr. G's unconscious body in the hallways below you. So, what are you guys gonna do?
I'm unconscious, man.
I'm just staring down Mr. G at the moment.
You take the ladder back down to the hall, and you're looking at Mr. G again. Mr. Fox is kind of standing with his arms crossed, leaning against the wall beside him, just watching over him.
We're still in that hallway that was between the main area and I'm assuming what's rooftop access?
Yeah, well, the rest had gone up to the rooftop, and now they're climbing back down after watching the fireworks. Also, I realized I'd filled up my water, but forgot to bring it back in. So I should probably step away for a sec, because I'm not going to get another chance for the rest of the session. But if you guys want to initiate any dialogue, feel free to.
Well, before you leave, how long is it going to take for Mr. G to wake up?
It's up to the party.
All right, that's fine.
I kind of gave him the swiftest boot possible.
He's out.
Yeah.
So
If you guys choose to rouse him awake, you may.
that'll be on you guys. You're
Maybe
gonna have to wake him up. He's out.
Would I have like any zip ties or anything that I could use to bind him?
Seeing as he just walked away, I'm just gonna say yes.
Okay. Yeah. I'll wait for him.
Well, even if you didn't, this is a CIA headquarter. They would probably have something like that. Like Mr. Fox might be able to get you some from the lockers.
True. Find some way to bind you.
Yeah.
Undo it.
At the very least, you can always just paracord it.
Yeah. Probably have some paracord.
Unless you have it on your. Oh, you don't have your AR.
He doesn't have his AR
Wait,
anymore.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I never removed it. Oh well. That's fine. I still got my flashlight.
Actually, I think.
Oh, Mel's here.
Oh, welcome.
Thank you.
You think I'm what?
We just started.
I was just saying. I think Kevin was the last person we saw with the AR, but I don't know if he still has it.
Everybody, the traveling AR. Let's go.
I left it at base.
Yeah, it's fine.
They're trying to figure out how to tie me up.
Or at least bind him. Do we have like zip ties or something nearby that we could use to almost like makeshift?
Mr. Fox could,
So-
being the director of the CIA, seeing you looking around, he would just be like, "I'll have some people bring up some zip ties if you need to restrain him."
Yeah.
I knew it.
So we're tying up Mr. G.
Currently, he is. Oh yeah. So we're just coming back from the fireworks.
Mm-hmm.
G is still unconscious, and it's up to you guys to figure out when you want to wake him up, because he is out.
Mm-hmm.
Out cold.
I am dead weight.
So we're all tying up Mr. G and everything. Or looking to tie up Mr. G. It's like what is he looking like right now? Did like everybody keep like everything on him, or like?
Yeah, he's still in the same condition as before, and you guys haven't taken any of his stuff yet.
Don't say yet.
Because last time with Mr. G, when he was informing us back at the camp, it was because he basically said that he got out of the place with his gadget, like the watch or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Was like what he told us.
Mm-hmm. That's what he said.
That's what he said. Yeah. So Qatar is just gonna look at everybody and be like, "So can we like remove everything off of him, please?" Because remember, he said that he escaped with the watch. Can we like get that and everything off of him?
Mr. Fox is just beside. Just probably be a wise idea. He's trained in many ways of escape.
Good.
Either way, I don't think we wake him until we've secured him and removed everything from him.
Agreed.
How we get this suit off of him, by the way?
I don't know. How do you strip people down?
I'm asking Mr. Fox, didn't he have something in that went on?
That's just a standard issue. Well, sort of
Standard,
not
definitely.
standard, not standard issue, but in terms of its wear, it's just a combat suit. Well, kind of more akin to a ghillie suit and how it's put on. Pretty easily removed. You just gotta get all those straps and whatnot.
I guess we could start doing that while we are waiting on the restraints.
Alright, so you all start stripping down Mr. G, removing his suit, his spy gadgets. Yeah. All of his powerful items.
Let's see if there's anything you need to know that's on him. No, he actually does not have any secrets on him currently. He's got a flash grenade, his sword, rifle, the hook shot, $30,000 worth of cash in a vest, binoculars, gloves, boots, and some 7.62 and B&G rounds.
And Mr. Fox kind of questions just, so what's your plan with Mr. G?
Prison sounds pretty solid.
You taking him back to Camp Clancy?
Yes. I gotta find out why you put my people at risk without a care in the world.
It sounds to me, or looks, like Walker had him under his spell, so to speak. Pointing at the scar in his chest.
Yeah, but he wanted it back whenever we removed it. So what is its true value?
Fair. I will say, this turn is something I suspected, but was hoping quite against. I still have things to run here around Langley, so I don't know if I'll be able to join you. But I would appreciate if you send me any record of how your sessions with Mr. G go.
Yeah, we'll make sure to document and give you the formal information that we gather.
Good. I need to know if my agent can still be of use.
You still want him?
If he's... this experience has not broken him, then he may still be a useful tool. It's long been one of the best tools in my shed. But if it has, well, then a broken tool isn't much use.
Well, I won't do anything rash then. It'll be whatever the others want to do with him. As in my opinion, he should just die. But if he does have a use, then I guess we can figure that out.
Well, I know perhaps more so than anybody else in government the activities of all of you this past decade. And so, I trust your judgment. But if he's irrecoverable, then it doesn't matter to me his fate. But if he is, and like I said, he may still be of some use.
Alright.
Understood.
And Aiden standing nearby, just staring silently as this all goes on. All of his weapons are holstered. Not a very usual sight for all the time you've seen him.
Well, welcome back.
Thanks.
How long were you under his control?
It's been about 4 years now. I must admit it's strange. having a will to call my own again after all this time.
What would you like to do with that will?
And Mr. Fox stares over at Aiden, and he's just like, you plan on taking that list back up again? Then we wouldn't mind equipping you. Aiden just shakes his head and he's like, I don't know what I want. My Crimson Rush, as they've called it. The state that I go into when my eyes glow red and I get into a fight. Normally it guards me from mind control and influence. But Walker, he gave me that ability, and clearly he knew how to subvert it. All those years ago at Lafayette, he was really quick to take me under control. Now, after all these years, serving as his weapon, serving as exactly the thing that he made me to be, it's not something that I want to go back to. But for as long as I live, I'm in danger of becoming a weapon for him again. If any of you are smart, you'll kill me.
At this, Kevin walks up and he shakes his head. No. To do so, I couldn't do that.
I could make you.
Aiden. Was when he controlled you, was it just him speaking to you to do something?
He tried that at first. But again, with my Crimson Rush, it didn't seem to work. Again, it guards me from mental control. But when he got that device on my chest, I must have mixed in some sort of chemicals with it, something that overcame it, because, well, if anybody could do it, it would be him. Again, he was the one who gave me that power to begin with. But from what I've seen, if anybody else, any other infected that is, seems to have a way of getting in their heads. I don't know how he does it, but he can. Certain kinds of infected he can just control.
I felt like everything was going against me. When we were fighting, I couldn't even...
Yeah.
I couldn't control myself.
This is what he does.
Instead of killing you, as I know you brought that up as an option, you said your Crimson Rush ability allows for something like that. And this is up to you. Would you be willing to come back to the camp with us? I feel like there's something with your blood we can maybe look into.
You know, I hadn't even thought about that. there may be merit there. Archaea's blood is the basis for this AACT process.
Mm-hmm.
She inherited that from me. Well, at least some of it. Her mother was also quite well suited to the virus like I was. It's the combination of both of our bloods that makes her so special. But, well, if you could even get half the mileage out of me, that might be worth something.
We managed to procure some of Archaea's blood. We have an antidote in the works right now for Guadalajara for that G virus out there. And this is well, we have someone back there who's helping us with it. And I'm pretty sure he can help with the figuring out any benefits with your blood and how we can use it for a benefit.
All right. Mr. Fox kind of, still off to the side, Aiden kind of side glances at him. It's just like, I still don't trust you. Mr. Fox just kind of smirks. Remember when we met all those years ago in Chicago? Yeah, you were gonna bag me. Well, it's one way of looking at it. All I've wanted this whole time was to get you on our side. We have similar enemies. That's all we would have invited you to do, is join us in our mission against Walker and all of those on your list at that time. Aiden just says, yeah? How can I trust a word you say? I've known a lot of spooks. And Mr. Fox just smirks. He's like, I guess you can't. Aiden looks at the rest of you and he just nods and says, alright, I'll go with you all.
Kevin speaks up. By the way, did you ever learn what happened to Archaea?
And Aiden's eyes just kind of drift off as he stares out into space for a moment. And this troubled look overtakes him. Mr. Fox has been listening keenly to all the conversation. He seems to lean in this moment. And Aiden just shakes his head. And in a sudden, violent burst, his fist just goes into the wall next to him and leaves a crack in it, even into the concrete. Just like, Argh. Sorry.
I'm sorry for bringing it up.
No, I suppose there's still some unfinished business there. I was hoping him pinning me against all of you would give me a chance for death. And now that I'm still living yet, like I said, I don't want to be near Walker. There's too much. It's too big of a risk. Don't want to become his weapon again. But I need closure there. Archaea. I don't know. I don't know precisely what condition she's in. But Walker has an unlimited supply of Archaea blood coming out of the Manifold Tower. That can only mean one thing.
That's enough said. We'll talk more later.
Kevin just nods.
Mr. Fox chimes in. He says, you know, the Manifold Tower, its location has been quite elusive. But from what I understand, you all have been closing in on a location from some intel you've gathered. If you locate its precise area, then you will have the support of the Alphabet Soup should you need it. Just give us the word when it's time to move in.
Yeah, you'll get the call. Have the restraints come?
Yeah, at this
Mr.
point,
G?
yeah, a few agents would have come up under Fox's command, and he would have had them get Mr. G thoroughly restrained. And they even provide a duffel bag for y'all to carry his gear in.
I mean, that's just a layer action for him, right?
Basically, yeah, that's what I was. Well, and they, as you guys move back into his office, which is riddled with some flames and debris that are dying down, or the flames are dying down, and the debris all over the place, bullet holes in the walls. As you guys return into that area, yeah, that's where you meet with those agents who come out of that panel in the wall from which you'd seen them deploying earlier. It looks to be some sort of elevator platform that is in there. But
You
yeah, have
guys
everything
be-
you need.
You guys be kind enough to escort us out of this building. We had a shitty situation getting into this office.
Yes. I'll make sure my men see you out.
Thank you. When we leave, if everybody's ready, when we pass Mr. G's locker, does it open? Like,
Oh, and the lockers,
in the shockway?
yeah, and the shockway, that's a good way of putting it. Well, those lockers were labeled by number. So you're not entirely sure if they correlate to any specific Alphabet Soup members or what the organization may be there, but they only have numbers on them.
I just didn't know if one just magically popped open as we're walking past. Like, oh, well, so he's number 43.
Yeah, like with his duffel bag full of stuff, just running by some of them. No, yeah, none of them pop open.
Is Mr. Fox himself escorting us?
No, he seems to remain behind in his office, and just those agents that had brought up the supplies, he sets them to escort you.
So is Mr. G just in his boxer shorts and wife beater?
Yep. If even.
If even?
Yeah, he might have a loincloth, and that's it. Like a maple leaf, that's all you have. It's an area. I would have probably at least slapped you up a little bit to stir you awake as well, so you can walk on your own, you scumbag.
Ow! Hey! I'm awake! Stop! Hey!
Time to get moving, G.
Oh, punched me really hard.
That wasn't a punch.
Or whatever it was he did to me.
That was my boot. I did kick him across the face. I just want to announce that I did
yeah.
KO kick his ass.
I shot him in the same leg.
Somebody did.
Yep.
So, for the sake of moving things along here, what's the general plan? You guys looking to head back to Camp Clancy at this time?
Yeah, like express path.
Yeah, well, heading back outside, you reunite with Foxtrot 2, who somehow survived that battle. And they are just shooting and having fun with some of the Alphabet Soup members who had joined them for it, and just seem to be, chatting it up and just having a bit of a moment of relief in the aftermath. They all have their, rifles. Some of them are seated with the rifles kind of leaned against them, and some of them are just having a chat. But you see there's quite a bit of destruction down here, much like the affair you left Mr. Fox's office in. Lots of broken glass and debris, and shrapnel all over the place. But you do see a lot of bodies out in the, just outside of the office. A lot of manifold soldiers who have been shot dead on this property. But you do see that the Harpy 7 that you guys had flown in on still seems to be intact, as well as the helicopter that Foxtrot 2 had flown in on.
All right, gentlemen, it's time to mount up. Looking at the Alphabet Soup guys, which one of you guys know how to fly this thing?
Let me see if they're. Let me give that a look for a sec. See if any of them would be most qualified.
Do I have to have expertise in piloting to?
Yeah, you need to have at least proficiency in piloting to be able to fly at all. I can't
investigate the controls and figure it out.
It would be. Well, you could certainly try.
I'm good. I'm not gonna risk our lives for just some shits and giggles.
No, I'm trying to.
Don't even trust me to fly.
No, sir. I don't even trust you to breathe.
I can do that pretty good, though.
Not for long.
You know it has an autopilot, right?
Yeah, but getting it up there is the struggle. You got an answer for everything you're about to throw at me. You're not getting unbound.
If you don't want me to fly, I can at least tell you how to set up the autopilot.
You get that, but you got to tell me how to get it off the ground. And I don't think we got 6 months to a year for me to work through this knowledge. I think you'll starve in less than a week.
I can make do.
Not without food. Not without water.
Mr. W would probably be best qualified to help you guys out. He just chimes in and he's like, I could fly. I can't say I've ever seen a craft like that. You would know Mr. G, he specializes in VIP escort.
Okay, yeah.
Alright, W. I'm assuming they all wear like the actual letter on their chest, whatever they're the Alphabet Soup wear.
No, well they all look quite different actually. Some are in tactical gear, some are in suits, some are in street clothes. They're quite a colorful band of characters. You wouldn't know that they all had any sort of affiliation otherwise. And even looking at Mr. G, even he looks quite distinct from the rest and all the different forms that you've seen him.
So Mr. W is just wearing like a pilot's helmet? I know how to fly.
No, actually, he's one of the ones that comes in a suit.
I was gonna say he looks like Secret Service, right?
Essentially, yeah. But he's a little geared up right now for the battle. He's in a vest over his suit, but yeah, he looks presentable for the most part. But he comes in, he's just like, yeah, I can fly. Mr. W, at your service.
All right, Mr. W. Let's go ahead and take this bird up. Get us back to Camp Clancy. I guess that would mean you're getting a little bit of a break from Langley.
I'll have to make sure this doesn't conflict with any assignments. I'll just have to touch base with Mr. Fox, but will you be able to arrange transport for me to get back to Langley, or?
Sure.
Huh. All right, well,
I'll
fine
get
by
you
me
a bus
then.
ticket.
Wait, you serious?
I mean, you're only one person. Get you something.
Well,
I'll buy him a flight back. He's flying on an airplane. He's not taking a jet or a helicopter back.
all right. Give me a moment.
Flying
He steps
coach.
off to the side.
Maybe
to radio in.
maybe he'll be on a in a freaking luggage. Sneak him in.
So after a little bit, he comes back and seems to have gotten approval from Mr. Fox. He gets on board the Harpy 7 and spends a fair amount of time just ogling over the controls, just like, whoa, this is one fine piece of machinery.
Those are the stabilizers.
Yeah, I'm getting that. I mean, it's technically fairly standard issue controls. I've just never seen them so clean and so new and so full of so many heads-up displays. And so much space. You got so much leg room in this thing.
I understand you're getting a little excited. We need this bus to be rolling. Let's go.
Oh yeah, give me a moment. And starts flipping switches and going through the pre-flight sequence. Eventually, he manages to get it up and rolling. And I'm assuming you're ordering Foxtrot 2 back onto their bird to get flown back.
Yeah,
to
I tell them that they'll be arriving after us.
All right. So after all the arrangements are made, you guys spend the next few hours flying back home. You eventually arrive.
I will read.
Oh, right.
I will read. Got my book.
I'll say you can knock off. I think we did 3 hours on the way up, 3 hours back. So we'll just put it. Yeah, we'll just for the as an estimate, we'll give you 3 hours on that. So yeah, y'all arrive back at Camp Clancy. You get dropped off back at the hangars and are able to go your ways from here. What's the plan?
Kevin.
Yeah, Johnson.
What do you know about airplanes?
What do you mean?
You're an engineer.
Why are you asking?
What do you know about these airplanes? The Harpy 7, as they call it. What do you know about this thing?
Well, it looks pretty new, and it looks like it's a manifold plane. I know that much.
What kind of time do you think it would take for you to look this thing over and make sure it's not like a beacon for the enemy?
Oh, you don't need to worry about the Harpy 7 being a beacon for the enemy.
What do you mean?
I've already planted a bug in your systems.
Okay, but go ahead over this airplane for me.
Huh?
And let me know if you find anything, because this seems like some pretty good technology we might be able to use as something in the future.
Well, I suppose I can take a look at it.
All right.
That would be a technology check.
Yeah,
or
so
science.
it's about noon by the time you guys get back, a little past noon. So I will say, Kevin, if you want to take the rest of the day, you can make a technology check.
Okay.
But in the meantime, let's see if we could establish what everybody's going to be doing with their time.
So Mr. G just said there's a bug in the systems. He planted a bug.
Yeah, I'll have that taken care of.
Okay, so she's just like, wow. Okay. Aiden. Aiden's with us.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. Yeah. So she's just like, I don't know if you want to get some rest before heading over to the labs. I mean, I can take you there so we can at least start setting something up.
And the question seems to catch him off guard a little bit. Has to think for a moment about what he even wants to do now that he has any sort of agency. It's been years since anybody asked him what he wanted to do. He just kind of has 1,000 yards there for a bit.
We got food. You want to eat?
That sounds nice.
Also something I forgot to say whenever we were leaving was I would actually have Foxtrot sweep the area for any pieces of Inyo.
Oh, and
any remaining pieces? Yeah, just like whatever may have fallen back down to try to sweep it up and bring it back to the base. Yeah, back at Langley. So like before they leave, they could do surveillance and recovery of the pieces, if any.
Yeah, looking around Langley, they wouldn't have found anything that would have been freshly fallen after the battle that they would be able to find.
They won't find anything?
No, they don't. They didn't find anything.
Okay.
Not at Langley.
Yeah.
Like in the area where Inyo exploded, like wherever she exploded at.
Well, she exploded up in the atmosphere or above the atmosphere.
Okay, but, I mean, the gravity still takes toll. Like I figured some pieces would fall back to the ground unless she was completely vaporized.
Well, it's a big explosion. Like you might find one of her fingers in like the middle of America. It's pretty high up. A lot of travel time. You can always just keep an eye on social media, watching stuff fall to the ground from the sky.
Yeah.
Maybe NASA might, report on stuff falling.
It's worth noting, Chauncey, as acting regional director for the BSAA, you do have quite a few resources to be able to interface with other agencies or anything like that if you so choose.
Okay. Just trying to think of like what agency would help for recovery. I do have a few agencies, huh? I'll contact like the NSA, CIA, and all them. Once we get to the war room, of course. But I'm working on going somewhere else first.
All right.
But I'm definitely going to start leading Mr. G toward the prison cells.
Okay. I assume you
Is
said
that
What?
That was at the what do you call that?
Yeah, the underground lab area.
Weren't we just there? Oh no!
Yeah,
no,
you
no.
guys were there because you were coming out of the hangar.
Yeah.
So
you cut me off first.
Yeah, that would have been the first thing that happened. So yeah,
I would have talked to Kevin, then I would have led you down.
Mm-hmm.
That would have been the first thing done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you drop him off in the cell that is not occupied, the one reserved for Downing as of late, over in the corner, and you lock him up. Mr. G, you've been placed in a confined to this cell with these bars gating you in. You have nothing but one cot and some basic provisions, a toilet, sink.
First thing I'm going to do is start examining the lock.
Oh, of course.
You haven't even gotten this far yet, because right now I'm still standing in front of the locked door. You ready for this? Because I'm about to whoop your ass. I'm gonna get out of my exosuit,
All right.
and I'm gonna go inside the cell with him.
With the door closed?
With the cell door is closed.
All right.
We are locked in.
Let's go.
We're about to cage match, bro.
Oh boy.
All right. So you take a few minutes. It is super heavy armor, so it takes a few minutes to get out of entirely. But you lock him in. You take the few minutes, get out of your exosuit. Then you signal to the surveillance camera. Have this person in the security booth buzz you into the.
Oh, no. I want this on film. Oh, I want this. No, recorded.
I'm saying you have to signal to it just to get the door open again, so you can go in.
Oh, okay.
You signal to the person in the security booth is able to buzz you into the cell, and then
Mr.
you
G's
signal
gonna look
again
at
to
the
get it
camera.
closed behind you.
Mr. G's going to look at the security camera and go like, keep a close eye out, Walker. You might enjoy this a little more than you like.
I'm leaving all my weaponry behind as well.
All right.
I was gonna say Qatar is curious. Qatar is interested in this, so she's just sticking around. She doesn't have
Alright.
anything else to do.
So you're just watching from the outside of the cell.
Mm-hmm.
All
It
right.
still has the scar out.
I literally peel everything but the suit, like the
Your suit
clothing suit.
Yeah, you're just
I
wearing
even
your.
take off the sports blazer too. I take off the blazer. It's just me-
So you
me
look
and a
like
tie.
yeah,
I
just
tighten
Like
up
you
my
got
tie.
the dress shirt and just rolling sleeves up.
office boss rolling his sleeves up, just getting ready to rumble.
Hold on, I need to find that image from. Was that
Oh, Henry Cavill.
Henry Cavill?
Yeah, Henry
from,
Cavill reloading his fists.
Yeah, just like.
All right, so Chauncey has entered the arena.
And I'm leaving like all my headgear away too. Like I am scar-eyed, just a shirt, rolled up sleeves, ties still on, and pants and shoes. And I'm walking in the cell, and as I'm walking in the cell, I want to pick up that little orb thing that he so wanted.
Oh, the P30 device.
Yeah, that
All right,
thing.
you pull that out.
I'm gonna bring that in with me.
The hell are you gonna do with that?
I thought you wanted it back. I'm
Not
giving you an opportunity.
Why would I want that back?
Oh, you said you wanted it back.
Yeah, that was coming off it.
Uh-huh.
Getting knocked out for a couple hours cleared my head.
You sure you don't want it back? And I start tossing it in the air.
I legitimately don't.
You sure?
Yeah. Why
What
would I
changes
lie?
your mind?
You've never been high before, have you?
I don't need to be high.
You've never been addicted to anything.
What's that got to do with it? This is just a little device. I start to kind of juggle it, paying more attention to it than what I do Mr. G, just kind of making sure that I don't drop it on the ground. But I am going to throw it like up and into the other hand.
There's no more like liquid in it, right? It's all
No,
Drained out.
Yeah, it's cracked, and anything that might have been in it has seeped out.
that object has no meaning to me.
Well, yeah, I've heard that about a few things. I'm just still tossing it up and down.
Oh. I see what you're trying to do.
Oh, yeah, what's that?
You really don't know me. Which I get, that's fair. That's my entire job is basically to infiltrate you.
Sure there's nothing else inside this little device? Nothing? Not even just a little bit? Something sloshing around?
I mean, there might be like a little tiny droplet at the bottom that hasn't seeped out, but nothing
Do you know
of
what?
substance.
Do you know what I am?
I thought I did.
Do you know why Mr. Fox values me so highly?
I mean, if he valued you so much, he would have left you stay there instead of letting me take you. Because that's pretty much signing off a death warrant, if you ask me. And I'm still just tossing this thing up in the air. Just
When Mr. Fox found me, I was just a gun runner. At the time, I was a gun runner. Before that, just slinging drugs on the corners. Small time gangs was my thing. Eventually, started getting a hold of what I was capable of.
You know what? I've dealt with your type before. Back in my day, there was an outbreak in Raccoon City, and I survived. You know one thing I did while I was surviving? I went to a gang house, territory, whatever you want to call it. Went into their little shop, seen my own gun that was stolen from me prior on their shelf for sale. You want to know what I did? I murdered a young boy in cold blood to get my gun back. Do you think there's nothing more important to me than a gun? Anything more important than a gun. What I would do to make sure that all the important stuff that I care about are taken care of?
The only thing that you're proving is that you're too weak to kill.
Too weak to kill you. I stop throwing the orb and I kind of look at it. I like shake it around a bit, see if there is anything still sloshing around in there. Just to see if he's looking at it.
If keeping me with you is a death sentence, this is the most boring death sentence I've ever had to experience, and I've experienced defeat.
All right, you can have it. I throw it at him.
I throw it out the cell.
While you're in the midst of trying to catch it, I'm gonna punch you right in the face.
Disengage.
I mean,
Yeah, what?
keep going. I'll spin and keep pummeling at you. I'm attacking you with the orb, so I want you distracted with the orb, and I'm going to punch you in the face.
I'm completely ignoring the orb. I'm using all of my movement and disengage abilities to keep out of fist range.
Well, in this
Basically,
small cell, you don't exactly
Not
have
a very big space.
you don't
basically
necessarily
running
have the
around the
space
room.
to.
Dodging, weaving, getting in between, just running in circles. That's
I'm
all.
gonna grapple. I'll grapple you.
All right, make
So
an
that's gonna be a
athletics
roll.
check.
Yeah, I will full on roll. I'll roll
Well,
every
first
day,
roll
all day.
roll the punch if you're planning on doing that first.
Okay, so yeah, I definitely would have. Could I do? Is it considered deception to try to throw the orb to get him to distract?
Yeah,
to
if
it?
that's supposed to be like a feint, go ahead. Yeah,
Yeah.
make a deception check.
Oh, an insight?
Yeah, contest it with insight.
Oof.
My minimum beats that.
Okay, yeah, minimum
Oof.
beats it. Yeah, so
Okay, then I'm gonna swing upon you.
you don't get advantage on it, but you just
Yeah.
make a straight unarmed strike roll, so that'd be just plus your strength. Which your strength is a little down, given that you mentioned you took the exosuit off.
Yeah.
Also, Mr. G,
Until I'm
your
done.
strength and
Yeah, I
mobility
brought
are
my stuff
down.
back to
Yeah, now that you don't get the benefits of the P30 device anymore. So does 20 hit your raw AC?
Hold on. I need to change my AC.
Oh yeah, what is my raw AC gonna be?
Just your mobility modifier, plus 10.
Oh, yeah, that's...
Okay, so I'm like a 14 if I'm just in a shirt.
No,
Okay.
13, I think, if you're...
Oh yeah,
minus an armor,
13. Yeah. I forgot mobility went down as well. My bad. All right. So yeah, 13 would be a hit for me. What? So the 20 hits?
Yeah, 20 hits.
Okay. You're lucky.
I would have hit even with my armor on.
Do I have to roll? Yeah, I still have to kind of roll. Like
you're trying to.
You're gonna do just beat up damage, not
That'll be your unarmed ability. You're unarmed, so we all do unarmed D4s, right? By default.
Yeah, D4 by default. D4 plus strength.
Yeah, and it's just I'm not going for kill. I'm doing it's
yeah, like non-lethal.
Unlethal. Yeah, non-lethal. That's a non-lethal damage.
And that brings me down into caution.
What's your reaction to this? You just got punched in the face.
I mean, he's still just running. That's all he's doing.
He's gonna run around the room and not take this beating, huh?
That's what I do.
That's what you do.
You're gonna have to put me out. It's a death sentence, right? Let's go. Crush my
death sentence, but I'm weak, remember? I'm the weak one. I'm not the one who was crying for that busted ass orb about 3 hours ago. I'll be weak.
Why do you think I want that orb?
Because you cried for it. Swing at him again.
That equals.
So does that hit?
Yeah.
Okay. These are all in the same round. You're doing multi attacks.
Oh yeah, I'll do multiple attacks.
Because if you're doing one per round, I'm having all of those.
Then have them. It's really just I want to make sure I'm hitting you. That's all I care about.
Yeah, but he is making an effort to dodge as much of it as he can. So is that 3 or 2? Is it round up?
Round down.
Yeah,
So
I'd say
2.
just take the 2.
Okay.
But I'm solidly hitting you. Just solidly hitting you, but I'm grazing you at the same time. Like I'm giving you a full hit.
Yeah, and he's trying his best to just
like you're in the middle of juking, so I'm hitting you in a direction in which you're juking.
And I'm basically just like flipping around the room, just trying to get over and under and around.
And grapple is, you said athletics?
That's athletics.
You do that in the next round.
You
athletics
athletics
check.
Yeah.
And then Mr. G can contest with athletics or acrobatics.
Caution, that puts me at disadvantage.
I believe so. Yep. Checks and saves.
All checks and saves.
Mm-hmm.
Disadvantage.
Mobility checks and saves.
Yeah. Well,
want to know somebody who doesn't take any disadvantage from caution?
Minimum 20, so that would
Still. Chauncey beats it.
Yeah.
So Chauncey, you get him in a grapple. Get him in a clinch.
I'm gonna slam him up against the wall. I want to know everything that you know. And I'm not going to take your bullshit. We can be at this all night long.
We're gonna have
I don't tire easy.
How about this? You drop your tough man game. We just let things go back to how they were.
There's no back to how they were.
There's always
This is the new normal.
There is no such thing as.
Well, I like to say it was normal up until you screwed us. And now I'm going to say this is a new normal where you can't screw us anymore.
The only way I'm not going to be able to screw you guys anymore is if you kill me. That's what I do. I'm a pathological liar.
I got all day, brother.
You know I'm taught not to break, right?
Mm-hmm.
And on top of that, I am biologically wired not to break.
That's what the last people said when I broke them. And everybody that I've ever broken before.
You don't understand how brains work.
No, but I would guarantee if I hit it enough, it'll shake something loose.
I'm already shaken loose.
Oh, and spill your guts and make this easy.
How about
So-
this?
I was gonna say, like, so Katara just kind of like goes up to the bars and is just like, do you really want death, Mr. G? Is that what you actually want?
Do you know what was in? Well, nobody knows what the hell was in that shit.
Listen,
My brain is incapable. This is what they've been told. This is what I've been told my entire life. My brain is incapable of forming connections with people, with emotions. I cannot feel. Do you know what that object did?
what did it do?
I felt happy.
What? Tell me.
That's
about that
supposed to be
device.
impossible. Everything from this point forward is now in direct relation to what happiness feels like. Kill me.
Mr. G, tell me what that device was like. You say it made you feel happy. What made you feel happy about it?
Whatever was in there, whatever he does to mess with your brain, something about it. I have no idea what. I don't know. Get a freaking doctor to look at it. My psychologist is already trying to tell me that I can't get addicted. I can't get high. I've tried my entire life. I don't feel anything.
Nothing. You don't feel nothing.
I am biologically incapable.
Punch him in the face. You don't feel nothing.
After getting a punch in the face, because he can't, he's not going to resist this.
Oof. Good, 'cause that's a roll.
At
Oh,
this
that-
point, he's not
I
resisting.
get advantage. I get advantage for grapple, right? Or no?
No, that's restraint.
No, yeah,
Oh, yeah, that's
unless he
restraint,
was
yeah.
restrained. But if he's not resisting, he
Grapple.
can just
Yeah.
hit.
Thank God he didn't want to resist that.
Pain works differently.
Yeah, but it's still feeling.
It's not an emotion. That's a physical. That's a neurological reaction.
Mr. G. I may not understand exactly what's happening with your head and how you say you can't feel emotion. But if there's one thing that I understand, it's the idea of feeling greater, better, because of something else within you. For whatever it might have been that came out of that. You want to know what my experience was? Back in the labs, the virus and everything that it's done for me. Everything that it's done for me and how it shaped me to now. I have my own goals with this virus, yes. But I know what it's like to feel good off of something. And I'm guessing we took from you something that made you feel good. This is why you're upset.
My entire life, I've been a weapon. My one goal is to complete the goals of others. Whatever mission you give me, I will do it. When that device was on me, there was nothing nothing outside of what was told to me. I had no ambition. I had no wants. It was bliss.
Doesn't sound like happiness to me. Happiness, in my opinion, is the struggle to obtain. You always find the light at the end of the tunnel after you get there.
There is no light. There is no tunnel.
Oh, there's always a tunnel.
The only tunnel that I am familiar with, one with a crosshair and somebody's head on the other side of it.
And that don't make you happy?
A sense of satisfaction is not happy. Completing a mission.
Sounds pretty happy to me.
Completing a mission is not the same. Being truly, unequivocally at peace.
Oh. The only peace I can offer you is the rest. If that's what you really want, I'm happy to oblige.
Hold on. You stated you were a weapon. You are a weapon. And you're meant to carry out whatever people want you to do.
4% of the population. 4% of the population is capable of taking a life and not having it affect their sleep, having it not affect their everyday, day-to-day activities.
It doesn't bother me when I think about Madigan.
I can do that to anybody. That is why people made me their trigger.
Well, one thing that I realized, somebody that's not here anymore, Enyo. Enyo was a weapon, wasn't she?
Designed to be. Perfect weapon. Brilliant piece of work.
Yet, at the end of the day, she saved everyone, including you.
That would make a lot of sense. When you knocked me out, I was expecting that to be the end of it. Gone nuclear right there at Langley. Where'd you go?
Up into the sky. Far. She is a weapon, or was a weapon, just as you are a weapon. But at the end of the day, she did something that was good while still being a weapon. She fought against something terrible. Just because you're a weapon doesn't necessarily mean you have to do gray area, if not terrible things. You can still do good things. And Mr. G, at the end of the day, I may be angry with you after hearing what I did, and I may have high resentment there, seeing you like this. But I still believe that somebody like you could do good. You can use your gift for something greater. And that greater thing is helping us take out somebody who's only going to destroy.
You know, even if I were capable of doing good, the distinction would be lost on me. In my current state, there is no difference between pulling the trigger against somebody who is going to destroy the world and against somebody who's going to save it.
Well, but at the end of the day, you're going to get your wish. You're going to die. You're either going to die by my hands because you're not going to help. You're going to die trying by getting killed by him. Whether he wins or loses, he's still going to destroy you.
Go ahead.
Or you're going to feel something good out of it.
I can't. My brain doesn't work that way. You don't understand.
I don't
what it's like.
know. And I'm not trying to understand.
I only know now what I've been doing was empty. I have a reference point for pain.
Only a reference point.
I know what happiness feels like, and this ain't it.
But being under someone else's control and being forced to do things the same way you're doing now, just under a dope, is going to make it much better for you.
Maybe doped up is the way I need to be.
Maybe.
My brain as it is. I'm neurologically imbalanced.
But if one person can fix you, someone else can too. But I don't really care about fixing you. I only care about destroying you.
Then do it. What are you waiting for? Hit me. Not resisting.
Resisting this time?
Not resisting.
Oh, not resisting.
Oh, just fucking shoot me, man.
No. I'm going to enjoy this. It makes me happy.
I'm genuinely curious if that's true.
Oh. Everything makes me happy. Don't worry about it, brother. It's not a true flaw or nothing. I enjoy this. I'm going to enjoy it all night long. I don't have an imbalance.
Yes, you do.
No, I don't.
Yeah, you do.
There's nothing imbalanced about me. Look at this perfect form holding you up and punching you in the face.
Chauncey, you have no idea what you are, dude.
I know exactly what I am.
You're a weapon.
Exactly. But I'm a weapon for a good cause.
Somebody brought you up right.
Oh. Well, the funny thing is I was hardly brought up. I ended up raising myself most of the time.
Didn't you have a sister?
I have a sister and a brother. And both of them.
They did well.
Are doing great. Yep.
Yeah, they socialized you really good.
Yeah, they did.
I didn't even notice. It's quite uncanny. Usually I recognize my own very quickly. No. You tricked me. That's impressive.
Yeah. Tricked you. How to trick you?
You're a psychopath.
Born for blood. That one you can't avoid. That one you can't avoid. that one hurt.
Oh, ow. Okay, that was a good punch.
Yeah. I'm just a psychopath.
He's in danger now.
I'm in danger.
Oh.
Do I see him like weakening in my hand?
Yeah,
he was like, would. I mean, you're holding him up. He was like, struggling against it, but now he's just slumped. He's completely This isn't how I thought I was gonna die.
No. No, how'd you think you was gonna die? How can I make this worse for you?
Only way you can make this worse is if you don't kill me.
Oh, yeah? So how'd you imagine yourself dying? I'm actually curious now.
Do you want the truth or do you want the correct answer?
Tell me everything. Let's go. I pictured myself going out in a blaze of fire.
I never pictured myself dying.
Oh, never?
I don't think about the future about myself that way.
I pictured retirement on the beach.
There is no retirement. There is no end.
None.
I can't imagine a future. I don't see it. I only do what I'm told to do. All I know is what I'm doing now. All I know is what I've done before. I use that to make myself better.
Oh yeah? So what's gonna make you better in this circumstance?
What does it matter? You're just gonna kill me anyways.
Curious. You've piqued my interest.
I think better means something different for me than it does for you.
I'll explain. Got all day. I never tire.
I'm a killer. That's just what I do.
I'm a killer.
You're a soldier. That is a psychopath.
You don't think, not feeling anything, only killing for money, that's not psychopathic?
I am a clinical psychopath.
You know what?
You are a clinical psychopath. A highly socialized clinical psychopath.
Yeah. I enjoy it. It's the adrenaline rush that gets me going in the morning.
Yeah, it is. That's your high.
Nice cup of coffee, sitting on my balcony, looking over at the sunset, reminiscing about days that I've relaxed and haven't had a chance to since. And you're telling me that I'm the psychopath, even though I'd hang this up the minute that Walker's out of the picture.
You wouldn't know how to hang it up if
I tried. You guys forced me to come back.
Did we?
Yeah, you did. If it wasn't for me coming back, you probably wouldn't have lasted anyway.
You got yourself. You've even got yourself fooled.
Oh, do I?
Somebody told you that that's what you want.
Somebody told me that I wanted to come back and build up this camp stronger than ever, bigger than ever, to fight an evil in which nobody else can defeat.
That's right. Yeah, that's it.
Somebody else told me to do it.
Narcissism.
Yeah, you got that one. Punch him in the face.
Is that a 3?
Yeah.
You knock him out.
I let him slump to the floor. Let him go. Walk out.
All right. You walk up to the door. You signal to the camera to be let out. And doors are still closed. You can just hear over the intercoms. Was all that really necessary, Chauncey? You hear Mr. Fox's voice.
You wanted to see if he was broken. I figured I'd break him for you.
He makes an interesting observation, though. Your psychopathic tendencies have been quite beneficial to me. In another life, you might have been in the alphabet soup instead of him.
Nah, I don't listen very well. You know that.
So, what are we to conclude then?
He's sleeping for now. We'll work harder in the morning to find out any more information.
You don't seem surprised.
I knew I'd knock him out.
That's not what I meant.
Oh, then what'd you mean?
Don't seem surprised that I'm here.
I've known all along. You think I'm stupid that I'd let the spy work on my CCTV and not expect bugs?
Oh, well, that's
Okay.
a separate matter. That was Mr. G.
Yeah, that was Mr. G.
Well, he didn't plan bugs for me. If he did plan bugs at all.
Well, I didn't know he was working for the Manifold at the time. And I
Apparently
honestly
he
don't
was.
care if they're listening in.
Yeah, well, it seems you got a lot of people in your system. I mean, I just got in here today. Got some interesting files in here.
Yeah.
I'm gonna leave that alone for now. Ooh.
Look up kitty tube.
Nah, I think
Good.
I'll pass on that one.
Helps me wake up in the morning. I don't know if that's legit out of character. Don't anybody look that up because it might be bad.
Don't Google that. That's a risky click.
I'm just gonna leave that alone. Alright.
This makes things much easier to conversate, huh? Why'd you decide to infiltrate the system?
Well, the same reason I do a lot of things. Because I could. Made it easy. I guess you can see how Mr. G pulled it off. You guys are pretty easy to infiltrate around here. You'll let one of my agents ride in. Let him fly you right home.
Uh-huh.
Kevin's gonna have to fix that.
And obviously, he hasn't flown back yet. Wonder how his bus ticket's holding up.
I have ways of getting anybody anywhere if need be, but
Yeah.
I'll leave you alone for now. Just making sure you're not prematurely damaging the goods. But
Well, just know that they're coming back broken. If they come back at all.
we'll see.
But we're supposed to be on the same team. You'd think as much as I trusted you knowing that you had the ability to come into this, that you would have at least trusted not to use that feature.
Well, I've learned not to put too much trust in anybody. Not even you.
Especially me, huh?
Perhaps. I'm sure your IT guys will find out how to get me out of this system eventually.
That's not a pressing issue. I don't mind you peeking whenever you want.
Well, maybe
To be fair, I only put in the CCTV just so I could peek around. So why not you too? Why not the Manifold? Let them all see. I've nothing to hide.
should probably have a conversation with some sort of consultant about your security policies.
I have soldiers. That's my security.
I think I'm gonna stop trying to figure you out now. Goodbye.
Please do.
Then you just hear as the cell opens and you're let out.
I lean over to Katara and kind of whisper in her ear. That should slow him, or that should stop him from checking in all the time, huh?
You would hope.
Now let's go find somebody to get rid of these bugs.
You, as you're going by, do you check in on the security room as that That's where the the controls would be.
Sure. Is that agent sitting in there? Little
Well,
dirtbag.
You go in there, you find the agent that, or the soldier of yours that is normally at the controls, is just sort of zip tied in one corner, but you don't see anybody else.
I unzip time.
Thanks,
Back
boss.
to work, brother.
Rip the duct tape off his mouth.
No, I'll leave that on. Just unzip time so he can use his hands. Back to work, soldier.
Meanwhile, I think, what was it that Kevin rolled for earlier?
Yep, a 29.
And that was on the, was that on the jet?
The the
Yeah,
I
okay.
forget what
Harpy 7.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Harpy.
So you spend the rest of the day, like the next 8 hours or so, working on the Harpy. Well, with that massive roll, you do find quite a bit on it. Yeah, you do find some things that you believe might be able to cause a connected network to track it globally. You make sure to disconnect that, although it does have quite a few things programmed into its navigation system. You're not entirely sure how connected that would be to whatever system it might have come from before, but you do a general rundown, and for the most part you think it's yours for now. Doesn't seem like there'd be anything of a pressing security concern anymore.
All right. That being said, Kevin finishes his workup and starts walking back to base.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and that'd be quite a bit later. So in the interim, what's everybody else doing? Chauncey, Katara, Nuria?
I'm definitely ordering more men. I'm assuming Foxtrot has landed by now.
Yeah.
I'll
would've got
definitely
back
order
in some
more men to watch over Mr. G.
Okay, he upped the security down in the R&D facility.
I'm gonna explain to them that not only did he betray us, but this is one of the people that I feel witnessed the death of Allie. Make sure he doesn't go anywhere.
Yes, sir. When you guys get back to the main manor, you find your chef is already hard at work cooking his green and yellow stew for the evening.
I like how easy it is now. We just have a chef that cooks their stew. Also, as we're leaving, do we exit out of the hangar at this point, or are we exiting out a different door?
No, yeah, you'd be going out of the main door in the cabin towards the manor.
What about R&D department? Where's it at compared?
That would be
off.
Yeah,
It's a
yeah.
different facility, right?
No, that's still underground. It's all in the same area.
Okay.
I forgot to do that. Yeah, we were talking about possibly bringing that map back from the Feliciano arc to allow you guys to look around. But yeah, that would the labs would be in that same sort of area, just down the hall from the jail cells, essentially.
Yeah, I'd definitely be heading down that way to check in on the scientist as well.
All right.
He's right next door to me.
Oh, he wasn't.
Well, no,
in the jail cell. He's probably working on it.
Yeah, he's in the labs at this time, working
yeah.
on the.
Yeah, it would be good to check up and see the progress on things.
Okay, you all check in with him. Yeah, you find Frederick Downing working with Quint and all of the other scientific staff. There are all sorts of chemical processes that look to be going, all sorts of lab paraphernalia. Everything is full steam ahead on working on this antidote. And he reports, yes, it's coming along quite nicely. We should have a result by the end of this day.
Good to hear. Quinn, need to speak with you.
Yes, sir. You pull him aside.
There's a Harpy 7 in the hangar. Need you to do whatever you can to try to possibly look it over, see if there's any kind of technology we can use from it.
Oh, is that manifold
For
bird?
anything. Yeah.
No? All right, I'll be sure to give that a look over.
Good job, by the way.
Oh. Thanks. Appreciate it, boss.
Yep. Keep up the good work.
Yes, sir, I will.
Tatara, you have anything down here? Are you still with me as well?
Oh yeah, still with you. She's about to. She's just like, actually, I wanted to ask you about Guadalajara. So we have that antidote procuring right now. How are we? What are we looking to do in terms of dropping it off to them?
Well, I mean, I promised them a week ago now that I'd be there. A week ago. The process has taken a while. With all the distractions lately, figured it'd still be next on the list.
Cool. I need to go down there and get some more samples.
Well, if you need to take an earlier flight down, by all means, but I wouldn't recommend doing much in the means of investigating without the rest of the group.
Oh no, I understand. I just some samples coming back might be good to see if there's a way to get some more stuff.
Oh, okay.
And we
Whatever you need.
we'll need downing a little bit more after this.
Yeah, I don't think he's going anywhere.
Good. That's really good to know. I don't think I have anything more to do today. I'm letting Aiden rest. I'll probably get him over here tomorrow. I think I'm gonna take it easy for tonight.
Yeah, it's about time we actually get a good long rest.
Sorry about the grenade launcher coming your way.
I'm sorry about shooting you a dozen times.
That's all right. But yeah, we'll see how things go. I'm gonna head out and just rest.
By the way, retroactively, I would have put all the suit and stuff back on.
Gotcha.
I picked up all my stuff.
Yeah.
Just, I knew I forgot to say it, but yes, I would have before we left.
Okay, good
while
to
he was
know.
out cold. While I was talking to Fox, like I'm putting on all the armor and stuff, talking to him, like
Getting dressed.
nonchalantly giving a damn.
Well, actually, you wouldn't have been able to because he hadn't let you out of the...
afterward.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So you've got that back all on.
Let's go get ourselves some stew. Who needs stew?
So, yeah, I believe Kevin and Nuria can benefit from some stew.
Oh, yes, please.
Area is going to get some tea.
Yeah. Tea stew.
Ooh, tea stew. Let's
Tea
go.
stew.
That's gross. We can all partake. It just wouldn't give us the effects, right?
You just wouldn't get the health up unless you've leveled up. So yeah, I guess everybody can get.
Oh, it's a green herb though. So
it is a green herb, so everybody can get it, except for Mr. G, gets a 2d4 plus 2.
Hell yeah! Let's gobble this up.
And then
2d4 plus 2, you said?
yeah, 2d4 plus 2 as a heal, and then you can those who have leveled up can.
Jeez, that did nothing.
It didn't take any damage during that fight. Isn't it like a little high hole?
But yeah, those of you who leveled up can roll a hit dice for the class that you're taking your level in. Add your Constitution modifier.
Time to heal for Katara.
Oh yeah, that too. If you guys are resting up. Oh, nice.
Oh
That's
yeah.
Are we gonna be able to take a long rest with this?
If you would like to, yeah. If you guys are, I mean, you guys are home free. What are you?
But
gonna
like
do?
we could still actively do things, but still taking a long rest, right? Like I can still go check out the war room. I just can't do main things, right?
Nothing too intensive. I don't know if I would qualify that. Well, it depends. It depends. If you're just like reading and writing reports, maybe that's starting.
Yeah. That's what I
just
mean.
your
Like I'm
winding
not
down activities. Yeah.
Yeah, just like closing out old documents and
because
finishing up paperwork and whatnot.
8 hours. Only 6 of it needs to be spent in sleep, and then the 2 can be in light activity. So
Okay.
yeah, we could say that's part of your light activity as your couple of hours as the evening draws near.
I would be contacting like the NSA, the CIA, any of my branches of knowledge to see if there was any location of any parts of Inyo across the globe.
All
On
right.
the search.
All right. So you put out some feelers.
So that was hit dice plus mobility, right?
Constitution.
Oh, okay, Constitution. Okay. Gotcha.
Got so many dice I'm about to roll.
No, you can re-roll once.
Okay, I'm gonna do that. Yeah!
Yeah, there you go. Wow, good swing.
Seconds down to. Probably only need one more. Oh yeah. Alright, cool.
As everybody's enjoying the dinner, Chef's just gonna ask, "Hey, so what happened to the other one? We're short somebody is usually eating here."
Somebody else is eating here? Who are you asking about?
Yeah, the tattooed guy.
Oh, he's in prison.
Does he need any stew?
Just give him whatever's burnt at the bottom.
Uh-oh. What happened to him?
Kevin actually speaks up and he says, "I'll grab him some stew."
Hold on, I want to know the story here. What's going on?
Oh, he betrayed everybody. Just your run-of-the-mill psychopath that only cares about himself.
Kevin speaks up and says, "He was under manifold control."
Oh, I get. What do you mean, like they bribed him, or like?
Weird. It's complicated. I mean,
I've working around here. I've heard lots of complicated things. How bad can it be?
okay. Hey, I looked at Chauncey. Is it right if I tell him?
Well, I mean, you felt free to speak up. Go ahead.
Okay. But he had some weird thing on his chest that kept him under mind control or something. It was pretty weird.
Ah, mind control. Okay, that is pretty weird. That's a new one. That's some sci-fi stuff.
Yeah, it was pretty unsettling.
Oh man. I mean,
Well,
if you did that, I mean, if somebody was under some sort of mind control, that sounds like that might leave you in a bit of a state. I mean, he might need something different than some stew. I'll tell you what, I've been around the block a few times. I've seen people with, withdrawals and hangovers and whatnot. I could cook up some of my secret sauce and maybe see if that clears his head.
Secret
Some secrets.
Man, how come Mr. G wasn't hanging out with this dude? Really?
You have any sauce that'll make him happy?
Oh, this will do something to him.
Oh,
It's gonna be like a fucking like a fireball.
Yeah.
It's just gonna, like, burn.
Let me taste this. Let me taste this secret sauce before you give it to him.
Yeah.
It's just gonna burn. It's just gonna burn the hangover right out of him.
So the chef disappears into his kitchen for a bit. There's a bunch of clanging and a bunch of other stuff going on. And he comes out and he produces this glass with sort of murky, lukewarm water with floating bits of pulp, an orange peel, some sort of unidentified green sauce, and ground up herbs.
What the heck did you put in that?
It smells rank.
Does it stink? Does it stink though?
You smell it? It has a bit of an odor. Bit of a swampy
Yeah,
odor.
I want to give it a little bit of a taste. Can I take just like a sip?
It's just like a little.
Yeah, just a wine taste. Wine tasting. I
Oh,
already shook
yeah.
it.
You wine taste it, and like the herbs are like floating up to the top when you shake it. No, it's somehow both salty and sweet. Even just that little bit, that little lick that you got, you can feel it goes down kind of rough, but it has a little bit of a strangely pleasant aftertaste and a little bit of a soothing stomach feel.
All right, I'm gonna go take this down to Mr. G.
Yeah. Send him my regards.
Will do. It's like middle of the night, right? Like at this point, I'm just like
point, yeah.
walking back down to the cell.
At this point, yeah, you're probably pushing into evening. You got, it's like, the sun's going
Proper
down.
dinner time.
Yeah, proper dinner time. I'll say you waltz back over to the prison cells. Mr. G, you're up with 1 hit point by this point.
I'm assuming I got stabilized.
Yeah.
Well, I did non-lethal
Yeah,
damage,
yeah,
so
so
I
you
wasn't
went straight into
Well,
killing
he
it
brought me
anyway.
down to 0. Yeah, he still brought me down to 0. So
Yeah, again, just KO'd. You've come back. What? I'm assuming you're like, just like, what how are you sitting in this cell? Oh, are you still sleeping?
he's gone. Well, he would have woken up and then gone back to sleep.
Oh. I'm just like up at the cell door. Ready to talk yet?
If you didn't come here with a loaded gun, we're talking.
Nah. How about you a drink? Figure you was thirsty.
He's just gonna. That's poison, and just goes back to sleep.
I take a little sip off the top. Ah, not poison.
He's just gonna, like, stand in the middle of the room, just look at it, and is like, "The hell are you up to?"
Nothing. Chef said he wanted to whip you up something nice. He said never had a problem with you. Figured you was thirsty.
Yeah,
I felt it proper that I brought it to you. To make sure it wasn't poisoned. Because you wouldn't believe it. Unless I took a sip out of it.
I still don't believe it. He's just gonna reach his arm out, but not through the gate or through the bars.
I'll reach into the bar. And hand you the cup.
He'll take it. Fuck is this?
You got me, brother. You got me. It tastes like shit. Little salty, little sweet.
Well,
Should make your tub feel better.
I mean, I've seen where that chef has been. sure this is probably something good. And just gonna down it without breathing, just
Yeah.
he's just waiting.
All right.
He's just like waiting for something to happen.
Like I said, you get that same sort of feel, that sweet and salty taste, that just, roughness going down your gullet. But after a while, it feels a lot better after than going down, certainly. And if you let it sit for a moment, you could roll your 2d4 plus 2 and your hit dice.
Oh, you got a secret yellow herb, that bastard! I would have never brought it. You should have found one in the dirt and eat it raw. Been tough growing a yellow herb down in that prison cell.
So this is 2d4 plus 2, and then not separate from the yellow.
Yeah,
herb.
yeah.
So it would just his.
So you would recover 2d4 plus 2. Oh,
Okay, so this. That's
feels real
whatever
good.
this dude did. He's like, the hell, this guy knows what he's doing. Said the chef did this.
Yeah. Send his regards.
Man, do you know what neighborhood he's from? This is vaguely familiar.
Probably from Chicago. It's kind of right down the road.
This is just raw. All right.
Oof. That's still not bad, I guess, for being raw.
For him, that ain't bad.
Ain't bad at all.
And he's just like, wait, hold on. What exactly is in this stuff?
No, it smelled like shit. Tasted like garbage. Probably garbage. Old hooch or something.
And he's just gonna like, oh, I gotta sit down.
Well, I didn't say drink it all in one gulp.
He's just gonna like collapse onto the bed. Just, oh man, oh what is it? The hell
Probably poison. Probably poison. I'm probably immune to it by now. I've been eating that dude's garbage for years.
And Mr. G is just again going straight back to the cot.
I signal to the security guard to buzz me into the prison cell.
All right. The gates open and you're allowed inside and closed behind you.
Can I leave it open this time?
Oh, okay, yeah.
And then just kind of like I'm trying to picture the room. Is the toilet across from him or another cot? Like what's across from where he's laying? Is there like a bench or something to sit on?
Probably the toilet.
Yeah, the toilet.
I'm okay. I'll put the seat down. It's not a big deal.
Yeah, the toilet would probably be the only other seating in there.
I kind of sit in a undefensive stance, just relaxed stance.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just gonna say, now, you ready to talk, or we still gonna be fighting about this for a while?
You're the one who was fighting.
Oh, no, sir. Proving a point.
Well, point must have gone over my head because it just hurt.
Exactly my point. So you understood that much.
What was the point?
Well, the point was to show you that I can get you to the brink of death. I could have taken it away, or I could have left you live. I decided to let you live.
Shoulda, coulda, woulda.
Shoulda, coulda, woulda. Give me a reason.
I have.
Give me a reason I need to kill you.
You already know why you need to kill me.
I know why I want to kill you. Give me a reason why I should. Why should I give you the bliss and the peace of rest?
I have enough dirt on this place to take it down.
You can take it down. Take it all away from me. That's not a threat. Keep going.
You're asking me to threaten you.
No, I'm asking you to give me a reason why I should kill you. Not why I want to kill you. Why I have to. Why it's absolutely necessary that I destroy you. If you don't give me the reason, I just have to let you live. And so far, that seems like the best torment.
All right. You win. You don't have to.
Okay. I don't have to. So what are you gonna do now that you have this newfound reason for life?
I don't have a reason for life.
No, then why don't you give me more reasons to kill you?
There's more. Talking to you doesn't seem to get it through to your head just what I am. What
No.
we are.
What do you mean we?
You're a psychopath.
Yeah. But obviously I'm a valuable psychopath.
You're
Because if I wasn't valuable,
you're a socialized psychopath. There's a difference between socialized and valuable.
I don't think so. Because if I wasn't valuable, they wouldn't keep me where I'm at. They wouldn't let me continue to work as hard as what I do to prove that I'm worth everything that they put into it.
You know that most of the most powerful people in the world are psychopaths, not because people want them to be there, but because they make themselves feel like they're supposed to be there.
No. I wouldn't want to be here if I had a choice. I was put here. I was put here. I survived.
You keep saying that, and you legitimately could just walk away, but
I could. But then people would ask for me to come back. Everybody asked for me to come back.
You fought to become the head of the BSAA.
I didn't fight. Kind of was given. But yeah.
No, it could have been literally anybody else.
It could have, but they didn't qualify like I do.
You keep saying that.
Mm-hmm. Because
you're not the only captain in the BSAA.
Oh yeah. How many captains you know? How many acting directors do you know?
So because I don't know the names of any other captain, you and Chris Redfield.
Yeah.
There aren't any.
It doesn't look like he wants it. He had the opportunity too.
Makes sense.
They could have gave it to him.
Typical.
I wouldn't have said anything about it. I'd have let him have it.
It's typical of a narcissistic psychopath. The world revolves around you, of course.
Oh, yeah.
Textbook. Really.
Very much.
Now that we're actually talking about how we think, it's surprising this has never come up to anybody else.
Very much. You've unmasked the beast here.
You're not a beast, you're just some guy.
Hmm. Just some guy. Capable of doing many things.
Everybody's capable of doing many things.
No. You're not very capable at all right now.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Look at you.
Yeah.
You're all lounged on that bed. Can't even move.
Me sitting here in my lowest point. You towering in all of your armor and power and glory that you've just so earned for yourself.
I took it all off earlier. Couldn't even outrun me.
Keeping people in cells, that makes you happy.
Even whenever you were free to attack me, you struggled.
I see.
Talk about capable. I'm very capable.
You love punching down.
It's what I do.
Bringing people
I do
down.
it very good. I do it very good.
Bringing people down makes you feel like your pedestal is that much higher.
I don't think so. I tend to raise a lot of people up, fighting evil, doing what I got to do to prevent this world from being overrun from criminal scum and garbage, evil people like Walker.
Yeah, White Knight syndrome.
Mm-hmm.
Classic.
Yes, sir.
Well, you're the only one who can do it.
It seems to be.
You have no idea how textbook psychopath you are.
I didn't say I wasn't.
Yeah, you literally did.
Not now. Now that we're talking together alone.
Looking at the camera. Alone.
Yeah, alone. While you were sleeping, I had everybody remove all the bugs.
Wait, did
Mr.
he?
Fox can't even get in here. You don't know this.
It's going to take a lot longer than 12 hours to get that.
Wait, what?
It's going to take a lot longer than 12 hours to get that bug out.
Well, gotta start with the one that's watching you. That camera's not even on.
You can't turn it off.
Oh, I can. I easily just clip the wire.
Well, that's fair, I guess.
I have that fancy engineer named Kevin. He's very, very, very good at what he does.
He is. He is.
And it just proved a point when Mr. Fox decided he was just going to chime in. All he cares about is your ability to work. You talk about a psychopath and needing to be used. You're the one that's being used by everybody that you know.
That's literally my entire purpose. I told you that.
You're not looking for another one. You said you wanted to be happy.
I don't have ambitions. I cannot form long-term goals. This is something that I've been taught to try to do. It can't happen. I have no inner mind, no eye to see things past what's happening.
So, you couldn't see past what's happening. But yet you planned for a few days to get the entire group of people of value against Walker into one building to get annihilated by a robot that you kept around that already was annihilating half the party anyways.
Yeah, and whose plan was that?
Yours.
That was Walker's.
Oh, seems like it was yours.
Walker. Hold on. Why are you even talking about me?
I want to talk about you, man. I thought we'd get back together, hang out.
Yeah, bullshit.
Been friends the whole time. I mean, I'm here.
You don't want me here, though.
Door's open. You can leave.
I could.
You can't.
That's bait.
No, go ahead. You can. Do whatever you want. I ain't gonna stop you. I even brought you a drink, made you feel better.
So how about this? How about instead of talking about me, we talk about
what?
Talk about Walker.
Okay. Stop.
Let's talk about how Walker basically just does one thing.
Yeah, lose.
He tries.
To lose?
He tries his hardest.
He tries his hardest to lose.
He tries his hardest in everything.
You
and him.
I mean, I don't think so. If he tried harder, he would have definitely lost.
You're the opposite sides of the same coin. I've been thinking about your psychopathy a little bit. Turns out
I don't know what that word is.
Psychopathy.
Don't know it still. Just saying it twice doesn't give me a definition. I'm sorry, I don't know what it is. Go ahead.
You're a psychopath.
Yes, indeed. I think we've come to terms with this.
Your psychopathy and his are opposite sides of the same coin. You both try so hard. You get everything you want. He doesn't. He doesn't get recognition. He doesn't get He doesn't get a lick of respect for all the work that he does.
You know what? If he didn't destroy innocent lives and innocent people, he'd get more respect. He's hurting everybody he comes across.
I've looked at his file.
That?
I looked at his file before when he was working at Umbrella.
I guess he got picked on.
Dude is the bottom of the food chain.
Well, everybody's got to start somewhere. I started at the bottom, now I'm here. Started at the bottom, now my whole crew fucking here.
Oh,
Man, you're pulling me out.
I'm sorry. I couldn't help myself. Yeah, recompose. Yeah, I started from the bottom.
Yeah, and you climbed to the top. That ladder was so easy for you. Walker hates that about you.
I don't understand why he didn't have the same opportunity. He could have easily climbed up his ladder.
He's been trying his whole life. This is what it brought him to, right?
It brought him to
An extreme
reconfiguration of his person, his abilities, and his mindset because he couldn't climb a ladder. Monkeys climb trees without ladders.
I'm not talking about a literal ladder.
Wow, it seems literal to me. It's just that easy. It's not that hard to go from the bottom and work your way up. Obviously, he struggled. I get that. It's hard to want to see the top of the ladder whenever you're so weak and incapable of doing it on your own that you have to modify yourself, enhance yourself, become something completely different than what you started at to achieve greatness. Whenever it's just so easy for someone like-minded, in a sense, to just waltz up there and take it. I didn't have to enhance myself. I don't have to perform evil acts to show my power and my abilities. I am who I am, and I am the justice that will strike down upon him when it calls.
And that's how you're going to have to defeat him.
Exactly how I'm gonna do it. Sad thing is I've grown very fond of you, G. I know our first interaction wasn't the greatest. And I knew you did it. I knew it was all you in the long run. That, because I made my move, you just couldn't let me have it. I didn't destroy you. I lived my life in squalor and pitied myself for months. What I do, scooped myself up, went right back at it. Proved that I deserved everything that I got.
Is that what you're saying I should do?
I'm saying it so Walker can hear it, because I'm sure his bug still works in that camera.
Yeah.
What I'm telling you to do is scrape yourself off of whatever ground you put yourself on. Build yourself back up. Become bigger, better, stronger than what you were before. Mentally, brother. Your mental stability is terrible. Too analyzing of everything. Can't just let something happen without having to find some kind of binding emotion to it. Because you can't sense emotion doesn't mean everything needs one. This is a war we're fighting. I'm not happy about it if I win, and I'm not happy about it if I lose. But my emotions don't get the best of me while I'm doing it.
So you want me to be? You just want me to be your trigger then?
No, I want you to be you.
That's what I am.
The guy who backed me up whenever I got into fights. The guy who put sensibility into things whenever he thought things through. The guy that can get shit done if he needs to get it done. I don't want you to be my puppet. I don't want you to be my tool. I want you to be my ally.
I work best. The safety is off, and you use me as a trigger. If you want me as an ally, give me a mission, you'll give me a rifle.
I'm not going to do it. You're not my puppet. You're not going to feel emotion until you can make your choices for yourself. You're hunting this down all the time. And the reason why you don't feel good about things, because you're disconnected, because your brain's broken. It's because you're not trying to do it for yourself. You're doing it for everybody else.
The classic just feel better strategy.
Just feel better.
I already feel better.
Do you?
No, it doesn't work that way.
At all.
No. If somebody shot you in the leg and you walked around with a, and they just told you, why don't you just stop walking around with a limp? You're just making it too hard on yourself. Would that make any lick of sense?
If I'm walking around with a limp, that's just the way that I walk until my leg heals. I suck it up and I keep moving.
Now imagine that your leg can't heal. You were born with that limp. Stop walking around with a limp, son. Straighten up.
Then you get some kind of crutch to help you from limping. You defeat it. You overcome it.
My rifle is my crutch. Do you get it now?
I've gotten it this whole time. I just think it's bullshit.
Then keep me in here. If you're not going to use me as a trigger.
How am I supposed to use you as a trigger whenever you're being used as a trigger against me?
Do you see a glowing red orb on my chest?
No, but I see money in your pockets in a few days. I see you traveling the globe in a few days.
Give me a mission.
Mission. Stop being an asshole and betraying everybody. Do you accept?
That's not a mission.
That's a mission for me.
There is no end state to that.
It is. You stop being an asshole. That's the end state.
Alright, I'll see if I can make that work.
Okay. Let me know whenever you start.
The fucking weirdest mission ever, man.
Well, it's something. I walk out of the cell.
He just goes back to sleep.
All right.
I shut the cell.
All right.
Mr. G shuts the cell. Shuts the cell.
One of us shuts it.
We both open the door and we're like, oh, I'm sorry.
I'll go back to the camp and go toward the rest of my sleep.
All right. So, nobody's doing anything else? The rest of the evening goes by uneventful. You all are able to get a long rest in.
Holy goodness.
I'm going to start rolling really quick.
Yeah.
Y'all
So
already did.
Same.
you recover half of your max hit dice.
I probably only need half.
Gonna roll all four of them.
I actually have one extra hit dice now.
Mm-hmm.
And does this also use con?
Yeah, you could add your Constitution modifier to each roll.
Actually.
Each roll.
I guess that
So-
works.
So that's, if your con is +2, then that's +8 total to 4d10.
Oh, okay, so
That'd be plus 6 on top of that, so 28, yeah.
Yeah. Too far. And I want to top myself off, so I'll use my other hit dice too. Okay. Close enough, I suppose.
All right. So, it is now the morning of the 8th. And you all have the day before you in Camp Clancy.
I take a shit.
I would like to speak with Kevin about looking through the CCTV network and finding any bugs.
You're really putting him to work, aren't you?
I mean, I would do it to like Miria or someone else, but you're proficient in this. I'm sorry. I'm very sorry that you're useful.
Oh, fair enough.
You're gonna have to get to work.
There's a lot of things that like an engineer is more useful than like a medic or a scientist in that situation.
So
I mean, and to be honest, like I don't mean it to pick on you or anything. Like it is literally your character, but like Chauncey's character is to run the facility, and that's the best thing he can come up with.
well, I am the best.
Yes, sir.
Oh, you better believe it.
All right. I'll say, Kevin, you can make a technology check if you want to do a general security sweep of your surveillance systems.
Well, first things first, I tell Chauncey, I used to say to him, if you see Aiden, have him stop by. I want to have a chat while I'm doing this.
Oh yeah. If I see him, just do it on your time. They've already infiltrated at this point, so I mean, it's not a rush anymore. They've already gotten everything that they probably need at this point. So,
Mr.
just do it as you do.
Wait, when you're going down to the security room, that's by the cells, right?
Yeah, that would be nearby.
When
Just around the
Mr.
corner
G
from it.
sees Kevin coming down to like, check everything, he's just gonna say, "Oh, hey, Kevin!"
Kevin stops by and he comes into the room for a second. Hey, what's up, G?
All right. Well, I'm assuming what you've come down here for, seeing all your tools.
Yeah. To check out the bugs and whatnot.
First place you want to hit is security room. After that, you want
What was the last word? I didn't quite hear it.
to go to the communications room first. After that, you want to head to the war.
Oh, got out again.
War room.
Okay, so
You want to head to the war room. Every single camera also has an individual bug on it. I installed them when we were on it.
all right. So check out security. Check out the war room.
And you're gonna have to dismantle every single camera. And I would like to help him with his technology check.
Ooh. So you get advantage on your check, Kevin, with Mr. G's aid.
Well, first of all, Kevin smiles and he's like, "You're still okay in my book."
Got a new mission. Weirdest mission ever.
All right. So what? Do I get advantage on this or something?
Yeah, you get advantage on the technology check.
Okay, that's 20 plus 12 with advantage. You're gonna need that.
Ooh.
Okay.
There we go.
23. So yeah, it takes you the better part of a good few hours, maybe like half your day. But you do a general sweep. You follow Mr. G's lead, hitting the communications room, hitting the security room, and hitting the war room. and you know the war room to be the most vital, as that's where the most classified information would pass through. But indeed, yeah, you are able to locate the errant code within the systems and nullify that. And by the end of it, you are also able to disable the specific hardware bugs on the cameras and audio systems themselves. So, it takes you some time, but you are, with Mr. G's pointers, you are able to get your system clean as far as you can tell.
Well, that being said, once he figures that all out, is G still in the cell?
Yeah.
I haven't moved.
I mean, I don't know why he would be, but...
When you come back, yeah, he is magically in the other side.
Whoa, I didn't know he could teleport.
5 bent spoons and some dusty concrete.
Pulled one of the springs out from his bunk. I was like,
Well,
yeah, no, he's still in the same room.
Kevin just nods with approval, and he's like, "Well, thanks. I mean, I found the bugs you were talking about. That really helped."
Yeah. Oh, also tell Chauncey there's a small team of, I guess there's only 4 now. I did kill the one to prove where I was at. There's a small team of 4 manifold agents 3 miles from the base, and he'll give you like the coordinates. They've set camp there, but they probably have moved since. One of them's pretty big. You might have a little bit of trouble with him. Might take a whole magazine. No, nothing crazy. They're just a scout unit, but they're the physical eyes. You're gonna want to take care of that too. They're still a security threat.
All right. And tell you what, I'm gonna talk to Chauncey about maybe letting you out of the cell, and maybe, well, while keeping a short leash on you, maybe giving you a little bit more freedom.
I'm gonna tell you what I've told Chauncey. I guess an interest in completing my mission. Kevin, you don't know me.
Yeah.
You know the Mr. G that I let you know.
Fair enough. So?
You can't trust me. I'm a pathological liar. I will do anything to get close to people. Because getting close to people is how they tell me their secrets. The more secrets that I have, the easier it is for me to kill them in the future.
So you're saying I should probably keep my distance?
I'm saying that what I am is a tool. I am not a person. I do not have a desire for freedom. If you want me to work, I will work.
That's pretty sad, but...
I'm sure it is.
Honestly, Kevin doesn't know how to respond to this.
He has no
He's
categories.
He's just gonna look at your bag and go like, there, that thing, what is that called? Just a point to one random tool.
Just to break the tension.
He's just gonna like, what's that called? Whatever that is. What's its purpose?
It's
He points
I'll
out.
just say it's such
Tell
and
him something.
It's such and such.
Yeah,
It's a wrench.
that's its purpose. That's its purpose. That's what it does. When you need that function to be served, you use that tool. I am a tool. Treat me as a tool. I serve one function. I kill people.
Well, I can't do that personally, but I'll just treat you the way I've been treating you. I'll try
I've said
not
my-
to get as close as I've been, but
I've said my piece.
that-
I've said my piece. I can revert to the personality that you familiar with.
It's whatever, man. It's whatever.
Yeah, it's all good. Hey, when you see Chauncey, tell him what's up.
Yeah, I'll tell him all that. Yeah. He just nods and walks off. See you later.
Yeah, see ya. I'll just be here,
Uh-huh.
chilling.
Retroactively, whenever I would have still been walking around, like just giving Kevin his order, I would have also had the ability to like run into other people.
Mhm.
If I can come across like Neria and Katara, because I'm assuming they'd be somewhere close.
Yeah. Yeah, what's their morning routine? Where are they at?
Hey, where are you guys at?
I think Nuria might be catching up with Katara's parents.
Alright.
Nuria hasn't had a break for like a whole week.
Well, you're about to get busy.
Down there.
I'm finding Neria, and I'm gonna ask her if she thinks I'm a psychopath. You think I'm a psychopath?
You just find them down there, her in like a triangle with Katara's parents. They're all having coffee, and then you just come up like, "Am I a psychopath?"
Yeah. Like, just like any three of you guys could give me an answer to this. Am I a psychopath? I think I'm a psychopath. That kind of hurt my feelings to call me a psychopath. Son of a bitch.
Katara's dad just kind of shrugs.
That's because I would kill you. Shut up. Don't say that. But no, I asked Neria, I was like, what would be your medical expertise on psychology? Like, you have any...
Well, sorry, excuse me. It's like she says it to the parents. Like, kind of turns in his direction, stands up. I mainly researched more into virology and more of the disease sense when it comes to the brain, but I did have a friend who studied psychology.
Yeah, 'cause, like, I feel like it'd be you or Katara. And Katara is a scientist, but every time I look at you, I think a doctor.
Well, I'm definitely more have more expertise in the medical field. I don't know, I feel like if I tried to do a full psychoanalysis right now, that might take a while.
Yeah,
But if you want my straight opinion,
yeah.
Yeah.
Do you think I'm a psychopath? Be honest. I won't take any offense to your judgment.
maybe not a psychopath, but you definitely seem more emotionally extreme.
I can see that. I have a question. You think Mr.
Yeah?
G's a psychopath?
He definitely seems at least on the sociopath spectrum.
Oh, that sounds like another word I don't know. You mind taking a look at Mr. G, maybe having a chat with him, see if you can pick some doctor feelings out of him, something medical out of him, whatever. If I go in there again, I'm probably gonna rock him up, and he's not gonna like it. 'Cause my thought is to get answers, I beat him out of people.
You mean alone?
You don't have to go in the cell if you feel unsafe. Anybody else can go there with you, but I do feel he would probably feel that you're more vulnerable if you're alone. Therefore, he would let his guard down, and you would get the answers that you need.
Didn't he just try to kill us, though?
Yeah, kinda did. That's why he's in a jail cell.
Well, I mean, if you think it's safe, I just...
If you feel like I'm putting you in an unsafe position, by all means,
Well-
tell me, and I'll make sure that that doesn't happen. But if you
I'm sure-
like anything with you, just ask, and I'll make it happen.
Well, I'm sure you know what you're doing. I might bring Katara along with me just to wait outside.
That's fair enough. I mean, she could go in with you as well. It's just, I just feel a little heart to heart. You might get better information because you wouldn't be on guard of what the other person hears. That's my only thing. But there will be guards in the halls. There will be a camera on him. He knows he's being watched. But I don't think he knows that you'd go in and pick his brain.
Well, like I said, I'm not really a psychologist.
Yeah, but I'm kind of short budget, and you're available, and I don't know any other doctors that I can trust.
I could certainly give it a go.
I appreciate it. Even if you just want to have a chat with him, by all means, feel free to go down and just poke around a bit. But I have a feeling that Katara is probably going to be busy with Aiden around, so I'd try to keep her as little distracted as possible.
Of course.
Excuse that. They're mad about kids on the couch.
Katara's mom is just really mad at Cliff.
But yeah, that is all. I will, if I find Katara, ask her for an update on any progress with Aiden or not. So, like, if she has talked to Aiden or anything in passing.
I would have thought that, like, during this time that everything was going on, Katara would have already had Aiden go to the lab.
Well,
Alright.
okay.
Like would have just been like, all right, so this is what we're gonna do, guys. Please treat him nice. He will kill you. Just please. But yeah, because she would have also went to go check up on Downing and them,
Okay.
just like, all right, what's
Oh,
this
yeah.
look like?
Yeah, and being the next day, by this point, they would have the AAG virus antidote finished. And they present you with some vials. And Downing points out, yes, this, in theory, should work. Of course, we don't have the means to test an AAX-enhanced G virus with it, but as far as all of my chemical and virology understanding goes, this should suffice.
That's perfect.
We can...
We'll figure this out in the field.
Mhm. And yes, we can dilute it for get quite a bit of mileage. Yeah, I understand you're trying to cover an entire city. Is that correct?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's what we're looking to do.
Well, nonetheless, we have the formula. We can make more of it. We know the procedures.
All right. I'll go ahead and give this report to Chauncey.
Very well.
Also, gonna be needing to run some more tests.
Tests, you say?
Different blood this time.
Oh?
Yes. So like, would Aiden just lay?
Yeah, at this point, yeah,
outside the
Aiden.
door?
Aiden was kind of waiting, but off that cue, he enters in, and he's in a bit more, casual attire now. He's just essentially in just a t-shirt, not fully armored and whatnot. He just enters into the room, towering over everybody else, in big, bulky physique, with these scars covering his arms, and he enters in, and he's just like, "So what's the plan, Doctor?"
Well, he just kind of like looks at everyone and is like, understandably, we know that with Archaea's blood, there has been some interesting things brought out, at least with what we can do with such a thing. However, Aiden, your blood, at least from what you were explaining beforehand, you seem to have properties that make you at least a bit more immune to Walker's control, just thinking about it. What I want to know is what your blood could potentially unlock as well, to see if it could help us in some manner. So, what I was thinking is using your blood to start running tests to see if there's something just as beneficial as what Archaea's blood is like. And so you might be in the lab for a bit.
He kind of looks around, eyeing all of the scientists and the laboratory equipment almost suspiciously. And he's just like, "I don't have fond memories of being a test subject."
Understandable. At least in what I can say on my end is just, unlike what Walker is doing, on my end with wanting to at least procure and figure out things with your blood, it's more of a benefit to helping us take him down. And I mean, if it would keep him away from you and you away from him, it would be more beneficial to you. I know you said you wouldn't like to go back on the field.
Not against him, no. Archaea told me that you'd seen it in the place where I was made. The Arclay cabin facility. You've seen the conditions in there. Almost makes me wonder if this is what it takes for a victory against the Manifold. Well, what kind of cost is that? This is almost another Project Samson. I mean, I trust that you're not just like Umbrella. It just feels all too familiar.
When I sat around thinking about what to do with the virus and its properties and how I wanted to benefit humanity, at least off of an end of being able to cure sicknesses and whatnot, I asked myself the same thing. Am I no better than Umbrella? for tests? And how far would I go? But I see at the end of the day, people might think it's very familiar to Umbrella. But in my eyes, I know that I'm not. And what I do is not. Because I care. I want to make sure that everybody is okay, that they don't have to risk any of the negative sides with what these properties do. Even if it means myself as a guinea pig in the end.
Well, you have shown that. You
Rather it be me than anyone.
Huh. I'm not gonna lie, you almost sound just like him. Walker. The way he used to talk to all of us in our cages. Said a lot of similar sounding words. I think you have something he doesn't.
What is that?
Sincerity. I'll go through with these trials. But I wasn't not the same pushover this time around as when I was a child. So I just asked these conditions, kind of looking around at all of this room full of scientists, and he's like, I will not be restrained. And I will not I will not let you do anything to me against my will. If I say no to something, that's final. Is that acceptable?
She looks around at them and she's just like, it's acceptable to me. What about the rest of you?
Your parents and everyone and Quentin just like all kind of nod in agreement. Yes, yeah. And Downing just seems intimidated from his wheelchair, and he's just like, yes, very, very, very agreeable.
All right. Well, good. She's just it's good. All right. Well, whenever you feel up to starting or whatnot, and get this going, I have to go talk to Chauncey and get this stuff for Guadalajara set.
All right. So you head out. And is Nuria still heading to Mr. G, or?
Yeah, she's gonna be heading over.
Mm-hmm.
Really quick, did Kevin get that information to Chauncey?
Yeah, he would have headed that way. He would have tried to find Chauncey.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, you could let Chauncey know of everything Mr. G told you about.
Yep.
Which was just the last known location of the people that he had to keep going back to keep being charmed.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, and those soldiers too. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that scout unit was. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The 4. There's one of them that's a big boss. 3 of them. He already killed them. There used to be 4. 4 small ones.
Wait, we killed one of them?
I did.
Oh.
When he was proving that he had information on the manifold sequence, he pre-set up killing one of the manifolds that he was working with to prove that he had knowledge of manifold.
Oh.
So now there's only 3. There used to be 4.
So yeah, I guess before we get to Nuria, does Chauncey do anything about that? Give any orders or?
PGP could probably just take care of it, really.
I alert the troops to just take a bird out, canvass the area if they come across them, to go ahead and neutralize them.
All right. So you set.
And with the area that he told you, that was the last notification.
Mm-hmm. So you set Foxtrot 1 to the task.
Yes.
They scout around, look for this unit. All right, and Nuria? You find Mr. G alone in his cell.
Flushy.
What?
Oh,
What'd you say?
I don't know.
Before she heads in, she's just gonna like stop and just deep breath. Just okay. Once he believes in me, he's not gonna kill me. This will be okay. Maybe I should have looked for Katara. No, I can do this. I can do this. Stay calm. She heads into the prison area.
All right. You head down that hall. See Mr. G alone in his cell. You hear her footsteps approaching before she arrives.
And she's got her indie notepad in hand.
Mm-hmm.
She's not wearing her like lab coat currently. It's just like this typical pastelish pink turtleneck, gray pants. And she's unarmed. And she's gonna signal to the camera to let her in.
Inside?
You going into the cell?
She's going in.
All right. They would pass this up the chain and radio into Chauncey really quick to make sure it's permissible, as he has final authority in the matter.
That's fine.
I was gonna say, Chauncey, do you give the permission? Oh, is Chauncey here right now?
Chauncey? Yo.
He might not be.
No. Is your microphone muted?
Yeah, he might be.
Oh.
Wait, what?
Oh.
Sorry, I was distracted.
Nuria is trying to signal the security to open Mr. G's cell for her to go in, and they would pass it up the chain to you to see if it's permissible.
Yeah.
All right, you give them the go ahead. So,
Like when I went down to ask her if she wanted to take a look, I had already would have talked to the security to let them know that I am talking to her.
Gotcha. All right, so they open the gate, let you into the cell. The bars close behind you.
I have a question.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
This is the perfect time to ask it now that she's in the.
Yeah.
Would Mr. G have been able to make a shiv?
Oh no.
No!
I'll say,
throughout the course of this day.
I'll say make an investigation check.
Make it with a toilet seat.
Minimum
Crap.
21.
I'm beginning to regret this decision. I mean, Yuri has more hit points than G. She could probably.
You would definitely outlast them.
Especially whenever the alarm goes off.
She might have some of her syringes on her. She could tuck them into her pocket. She doesn't have a spark sword or a hyper gun, but she might have.
Bringing sharps into 29 on the investigation to look for something to construct a shiv with. Basic shiv.
I will say you are not able to find materials that you can make a shiv out of.
Okay.
Oh, get wrecked. We cleaned out your shit.
Pretty well secured
Yeah.
cell. Would have been nearly impossible as the DC goes.
I would have had a crit.
Mhm.
I was expecting. Or that, yeah. Just wondering. Something he would have done.
Mm-hmm.
Which I guess the security guys probably just see him searching,
Yeah, they
his
just saw
room. He's just like going around like
flipping
just
mattresses
looking at it.
over.
But by the time she gets there, he's over it. What are you
She
doing
quietly steps in. I'm just here to talk.
here? How tall is she?
She's pretty short. She's like 5'3".
He's gonna stand up.
She's immediately regretting this decision, but she's gonna keep her composure.
He's gonna look at her, look at the camera, and just like check outside to see if there's anyone else.
Do you see some of the guards still out in the hall? As Chauncey upped the security on this area?
There would be 2 guards still.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not here to.
Could I also when I'm notified that she has arrived at the cell, could I be watching it on CCTV?
Okay, yeah.
Well, might as well have 3 people watching it. Me, Walker, and Fox.
They cleaned out the bugs.
That's
Yeah.
true. I think you clean out Fox as well.
Mhm.
Yeah, I'm sure they still have the ability to watch.
Just gonna assume that from now on.
Yeah, I always assume as long as I'm breathing and there's a camera around, they're watching.
Mr. G always assumes being watched.
I don't know what you're thinking, but I'm not here to, I guess, hurt you or anything. I mean, that's not really my kind of thing.
You're safer on the other side of the bars.
Yeah, I think I know that. But Chauncey wanted me to come talk to you. And I figured the best way to do that was one-on-one, therapist style. Have you ever had a therapist?
Several.
Just kind of nods. Yes. If you'd rather me outside, then I can do that. But I figured the best thing to do was to come in, sit down, and talk.
What I would rather have you in, which is why you need to be outside.
You would rather have me in?
He just looks up at the camera again and just looks outside. When I was controlled at Virginia.
Langley?
Langley. When I was controlled at Langley, and Walker gave me the go-ahead to kill all of you, but to prioritize Mr. Fox. The moment before he said prioritize Mr. Fox, I was going to shoot you through the head.
I see. Well, I
Swallow
guess
it.
that's understandable. I am a pretty easy target.
Was going to be you, then Kevin. I wasn't even going to try to mess with Guitar and Chauncey. Take them out in their sleep. Would have been much easier.
Thanks.
You were also at half health the entire fight.
It's true.
But yeah, he's like,
That wasn't you, correct?
depends. The want to put a bullet in your head? That was me. The target was not me.
So you weren't purposely aiming them?
I was
in the
aiming.
sense of, if you weren't under Elliot's control, would you still do that?
No. But there's a little
Okay.
part of me. There's a little part of me that failed a mission and wants it completed.
So you're saying that if you had a handgun, a rifle, any sort of gun on you right now, you'd finish it?
It would be a thought I entertained.
I see. And she's like writing notes on her board, like throughout this.
And you're sure you don't want to step outside.
I'll do whatever you're more comfortable with.
I don't think she's afraid of you, dog.
She's definitely afraid. Trust me, she's definitely afraid, but also knows how
That's
to
up to
talk.
you.
Don't let
And-
him see your fear.
And he's gonna sit down on his cot.
She's gonna sit down on the ground, legs crossed.
He's going to join her on the floor.
Okay. So, Chauncey came to me with a interesting question.
Yeah.
He asked if I thought you were a psychopath.
Well, what's your answer?
Well, if I'm speaking truthfully, I don't know. I haven't really talked to you that much, but from your general behavior, I can at least conclude you seem to have sociopathic tendencies.
Get to know me a little bit better. It's when I was going through processing to enter the CIA, my psych eval, psychiatrist by the name of Dr. Dumont, pretty high profile. She's done. She's been in the news a few times. Done a couple of high profile like serial killer type stuff, right? She does that to scout talent for the CIA. I was one of her patients.
What's her name?
Dr. Dumont.
Is that right?
According to her, I'm a bona fide psychopath.
While he's like spilling this information, can I be like looking it up on at the war room terminal? Just like,
All right. Googling in the meantime.
yeah.
Just Dr.
Like putting out like a question towards like if I need any further information, obviously using my connections with like the NSA and getting classified documents on him or anything like that.
All right. Just putting out some feelers.
Yeah, I grew quite close with her. She taught me a lot about myself.
I see.
She's-
Noting things down.
She's the reason.
Oh, you're just continuing to note things down.
Dr. Dumont's the reason I have some semblance of control over my urges. When I was younger, no control. I didn't know why I did what I did. I don't know. I didn't care. Somebody told me to kill somebody, I'd kill them. Somebody told me to pick on some guy, get some money from him, I'd do it. No hesitation. She taught me to focus that energy.
You still talk to her?
No, not after processing. She's just the gate to get into that program. She needs to make sure that we're capable of doing what needs to be done. I passed. If that's a test, that would be a passing grade from me being a psychopath.
I suppose you could consider it a pass. Have you ever
Certainly.
considered... Eager.
It certainly saved a lot of, well, not innocent. I didn't kill any innocent people. Certainly saved a lot of people who didn't need to die from dying. If I was still on the street, I'd either be, well, actually I wouldn't be on the street. He pulled me right out of jail.
So you were in jail?
Not for very long. I killed some Italian mob boss type. I don't remember exactly how it was. Put me on the radar of the FBI, CIA. They were already going to do a hit on him. I just got there first, and when they picked me up, I didn't go to jail. Somebody is sitting in that jail cell with my name, doing my time.
I see. Was there any reason you killed this person?
It was a job. Rival gang. Something about family issues. I didn't pay attention. I was given a name and a location and a handgun, and I did my job.
Is there a reason you feel so compelled to complete missions?
That's the work of Dr. Dumont. If I don't have a mission to complete, I will find one. If I am bored, I am dangerous.
Are you bored right now?
He just looks around in his cell. I'm starting to get there.
She's just nodding. What kind of treatments did Dr. Dumont do with you?
There were no treatments. They wanted me as is. Only
Well, I
thing she gave-
mean, you say she helped you.
Yeah.
What did she do?
Gave me a coping mechanism. Talked me through why I felt the way that I feel. Taught me, again, a lot about my brain, how it functions. The science behind my psychopathy. Now, if I ever get those urges, or if I get those, if I start to feel kind of floating along, not with nothing to do, and I start to seek stimulus, I can intercept that feeling and channel it to something a little less murdery.
Is this stimulus always missions? Have you ever tried to find something leisurely?
He just gives you this look. Leisurely.
Yeah.
No.
You seem offended by the idea.
I find it funny. And then he stops and thinks about it for a second and goes, I don't find things funny.
You just said you did.
The hell did that cook give me?
Look.
I don't know. Chauncey came in here last night, gave me a freaking cocktail of some shit. I've been feeling weird. I don't know.
Would you like me to do a quick medical check?
Knock yourself out, Doc.
That is an interesting meta turn of phrase. Something your characters can say.
Which is,
Yeah. Just can I do a medical check? Like that actually has a meaning.
yeah, that's right. Oh yeah.
So yeah, go ahead and make your medical check.
A little bit concerned now, like, wait, what? What did he give you? I finally get to do a medical check with Muriel.
Here it comes, like 45.
Could be better than that one.
Cool.
Oh,
Not bad.
Yeah, his expertise in medical and science.
All right.
Oh, that seems better than a mule.
I think it is. No, it is.
Yeah,
I don't think he gets.
He couldn't get expertise. Or not unless
His
it's with
expertise.
a different subclass. But
Yeah. But his expertise is replaced with a gun.
basically. So, now, how involved is this medical check? Are you just trying to use your knowledge to try and discern what's going on, or are you, like, getting physically closer to him to try and interact with him a bit and get information that way?
You'll get physically closer, but not uncomfortably. Like, she'd do it if Mr. G was allowing it.
He's just gonna, like, hold his arm out like he expects you to jab him.
No,
I
yeah.
did say she has syringes on her. I could do a little quick blood test.
Yeah, draw a little bit of blood, do a quick physical diagnostic, check his pupil dilation. You run him through a few paces.
Mr. G is going to instinctively see those needles and mentally note where she keeps them.
All right.
Uh-oh.
So, you run him through this pace. By the end of it, he does show some physiologically interesting signs. He seems to... Well, first off, you recognize some things that might show as patterns of symptoms of withdrawals, essentially, in the aftermath of that. But that seems to be waning. But he does seem to possibly have some sort of chemical reaction going on to whatever it is he drank. But that would be waning as well. But it's having a little bit of an experience.
I'd have to have a talk with Chauncey later. Or the chef, one of the two.
I mean, I don't know. I might need to have a talk with that chef.
Well, I suppose if you found something funny, then... It's strange. I haven't heard of any kind of medication that can help psychopathy. This... Sorry. But she sits back down. So, you said you found something I said funny. How did that feel?
Yeah.
Okay. Understandable. Back onto the topic before. You've never tried leisure activities?
No. I don't do well with leisure activities. My leisure is complete stimulus overload. Parties, drugs, if I can get my hands on it.
They help your tendencies?
Not really. Mostly it's just the... I don't know. Drugs don't really do anything for me most of the time. My highs aren't like everybody else's.
What are yours like?
No, I've taken a couple of it. He's just gonna riddle off some, bunch of street level drugs. He's like, yeah, taking cocaine. I've got some, speedball, whatever. They don't really do it for me. The uppers don't. I don't really have an effect. The downers will sometimes kind of give me that level of, control. Mostly because it slows me down. I don't have to immediately react on an impulse. The downers kind of slow the process of me feeling like I need to and then actually doing it.
Interesting. So these activities, I suppose, don't directly affect your impulses, but they help slow you down. That's the only reason you do them?
No, I don't do them for that. That's just an effect that they have.
Okay. Why do them?
Because that's what everyone else does. When you're in a party and you're got a lot of money, what you do is hookers and blow. Just completely straight face, just like hookers and blow.
Must have been one strange college kid then.
I didn't go to college.
I know, but the stereotypical college kid is like all drugs, party, no study,
I partied with a lot of college kids for sure, but I didn't even get it. I didn't even get past middle school.
Never completed school?
Nope. I have a... What grade are you in when you're 12?
Good question. Probably
Be
be
about sixth.
yeah.
I have a 6th grade education.
6th, 7th.
Writing more notes down.
I don't know. But Dr. Dumont said I was like some sort of prodigy of some kind. Most of the things that I know, I'm self-taught. Stuck to the libraries. Between, hanging out with whatever huddle-ups that I can find for the day. Hang out with them. Do a couple of, heists. Go to the library and read.
Why did you read? I thought you weren't interested in leisurely activities.
Reading isn't leisurely. That's work.
I beg to differ. What kind of things were you reading?
Human anatomy. Figure out the most efficient way to tear a body apart.
Okay, well,
Bunch
I
of
guess if you're reading about that sort of stuff, then I suppose I could see how maybe work.
Some crappy self-help books like basically the stuff that's geared toward CEO sociopaths, where they can't somehow keep a family and a job at the same time. So it's like, here's how you pretend to love your family so you can make money and stay active in bed, that kind of stuff. I needed to figure out how to keep friends, because friends kept me alive.
Was it the friends themselves, or was it the activities with the friends?
Oh no, I was doing those activities regardless. When there's 3 of you robbing a bank, or a liquor store, or just that old lady down the street with a bag full of Adderall, it's a lot easier when the police have to chase 4 of you. I learned that fast. Friends will kill for you. Read a few books in my later years. I found out family will die for you.
That is true.
That's why I entered as many gangs as I can. Gang is all about the family life. It's keeping that close community.
What about your actual family?
I don't know if I really have one. Didn't have a mother, didn't have a father. Well, I did. They were alive. My sister, I think, was the closest person who I had to like some semblance of, somebody taking care of me, but she was a junkie. First person, or she was my in to the first gang I ever was in.
What was your family life like growing up?
Don't remember too much of it. Left at 12.
Don't remember anything? Any interactions with your mother, your father?
Don't remember too much of my mom. I think dad was an alcoholic, like that. Sister was a junkie. They kicked her out before I left. Went to go live with her.
How come?
What do you mean, how come?
Why did you leave to go live with her?
He stops and thinks about it for a moment and goes, I don't know. Just knew I didn't want to be there.
Can you delve further into that? Obviously, you stated your father was an alcoholic, which I can see why, but...
I think. I don't actually know. It's too young to figure it out. That's my best guess.
Hey. How did you feel about your sister? Other than the drugs, of course. Did you look up to her?
No.
Did you have anything positive? Any positive experiences? Interactions?
No. Aside from the fact that she got me into my first gang, which put me here. I don't have any particular feelings one way or another about it, but I guess without that, probably would have been dead right now.
Do you know if she's still alive?
I'm gonna roll to see if he checks up on. I'm gonna say he's got a 25% chance that he continues to keep tabs on his sister. So that would be as 4 on a d4. Nope.
Do you have any interest in her?
Not really. She was my half-sister anyways. Wasn't completely blood-related, so I guess if that means anything.
Well, people can still have a connection to family members, whether they're blood-related or not.
I'm sure, but I can't form family connections.
No, I wouldn't entirely say that.
No,
I'm sure you could.
really can't.
I mean, I'm sure you could if... How do I word this? A lot of our childhoods are shaped around the environment we grow up in. Take it from me, I had both my parents who raised me to be a very educationally focused child. I know a lot of those, especially your situation, up with a lot more difficulties in life.
Do you know where I was raised?
I assume Italy.
No.
I don't know.
He's going to give a neighborhood, and I'm not sure if it's true. But he's going to say a neighborhood. Yeah. And he's just going to go, I was raised in that dump of a neighborhood. It's a shit town. It's a ghetto. Where I was raised, I was raised with lead poisoning.
Lead poisoning?
City couldn't keep our water filtered. Destroyed my frontal cortex when I was young. I can't form family connections.
I see.
But I was
This
able to.
particularly perks her interest.
But I've read enough books to imitate it. Families are predictable. I know the right words, the right gestures. I know how to manipulate somebody's feelings, thinking that I'm invested in what they're saying. I know when to be there. I know when to be there for them when they need it. Down to the second. All to maximize my survival.
Are you doing that to me right now?
No. Chauncey's given me this mission. I don't know. Told me to be less of an asshole. Crap shot of a mission, but I'm doing my best. I figured the first part of that is to not do everything that I do. So I'm telling the truth as often as I can. I don't know if it's working. I'm not getting any sense of achievement. But
You definitely seem to be acting different. At least.
we'll see in a couple days once whatever that stuff was in that orb finishes running its course. I still feel it a little bit. It's right there in the back of the head. Just like this warm, like a glow.
What was it like being the orb connected to you?
It was bliss. Pure happiness. Something I was told I clinically was incapable of feeling. Whatever that cocktail was that he put in me.
Hmm.
It's what I needed. I had no thought other than the mission that was to be completed. It was the purest form of my existence that I've ever experienced. I was, for all intents and purposes, nothing but a tool and a weapon. I was a trigger, and he gave me a direction to aim at.
That's all you wanted? And still want?
What Dr. Dumont gave me was a coping mechanism. Something that I can focus my energy towards so I don't have those violent interactions. That drug completed what Dr. Dumont was trying to do.
It does make me wonder what he might have put into it. I haven't researched sociopathy as much as I probably should have, but I do know at least there has been no known medication to help it. If something like that was able to trigger that sort of emotional response.
All I know is that once that device was removed from me, the world went gray. And I realized that what I was looking at was an incomplete picture.
See,
I'm never going to get that back. But apparently, looking back at the camera, it's worth a try. So I'm trying.
if Elliot came up to you within the next, say if Elliot just walked into this building, walked into the prison up to you, and offered you another chance at, I suppose, having that orb connected and following his orders again. Something you would do?
He looks back up at the camera and says, I've been told to say no. But we both know that's not the truth. If anybody came up to me and told me that I can experience that again, I don't know.
See.
I guess you never know what you have until you lose it, right? Or I guess in this case, you never know what you never had until you lose it.
That's usually how it is.
And now I guess I kind of envy all of you. With your proper imbalanced serotonin levels.
I think that might be all I have to question about now.
Well,
Those
I thank you for coming to talk to me. This was like old times talking to Dr. Dumont, just working through, you know. It's very comforting.
You're welcome.
It's very familiar, and I can do from. And he stands.
And she also stands up.
Do you mind if I hug you?
That's a direct no.
You want to hug me?
I'm trying to be less of an asshole. I feel like this is supposed to help.
And she slips her little notebook into her pocket. She seems a little reluctant. She'll hug him. I think I know why he's doing this, but
Yeah, he's gonna pick your pocket.
doesn't know.
Make a dexterity check.
Why?
Yeah, minimum of 20.
What's Nuria's passive perception?
Pretty high. This is actually gonna be a problem.
Just a little
Actually,
bit.
Nuria's passive is, I believe, a 21.
Cool.
Oh, I actually have
You
to
actually
roll.
have to roll.
Nope, 20.
20. So, Nuria, you do notice him going for your needles.
She immediately backs off.
And he just backs off and says, "Worth a try," and sits on his cot.
Oh, why are you reaching for them?
He looks around and is like, "Well, this place is pretty scrap for weapons. I need something."
I guess the better question is, what would you have used it for?
It's comfortable being protected. I don't have friends. I don't have family. The ones that I made for myself now all wanting to kill me. My guns have been removed. My spy gadgets are gone. I'm stuck with, he just like motions to his clothes, with little to no protection.
You need protection?
As much as everybody else does.
Hmm. What if I were to get you a book?
That wouldn't help.
Not as protection, but any sort of book. You used to read books, so there must be some sort of interest. It would give you something to do.
I guess. Who's that Jordan Peterson guy? Give me one of his books.
I don't know who that
This
is.
is 2009.
And he was a practicing
Was that a thing?
psychiatrist. He didn't get popular until there was that whole Canadian pronouns
Right.
enforcement law, but it's a whole thing. Yeah, he is a professor. He was like a known professor.
Alright.
Say Jordan Peterson?
His whole like this is a real guy.
Yeah, I just looked him up.
His whole like niche is getting young men back on track and getting their lives together. So
His whole niche, like,
yeah,
Does he have a book?
probably. I have no idea.
read it. He doesn't exist yet.
He's got a book. All the books I'm seeing in 2018. He's got one from 1999 called Maps of Meaning.
I'll take that one.
That sounds perfect.
Last good copy of that book burned down. And
Actually, you know what? That actually might. Yeah, that's a good book for Mr. G.
Yeah.
He's just like, oh, see if I can find a book by him.
This is too weird.
It's kind of weird.
All right. I told you were safer on the other side of the bars.
Maybe. But as your unofficial therapist, I wanted to do what was most comfortable for you.
Then you're gonna stay on the other side of the bars.
Is that what's most comfortable for you?
No, but that's what's most comfortable. Probably for a lot of people here. You don't want me to be comfortable.
Well, that was my goal. It worked. He didn't attack me.
I'm trying really hard not to.
At least you're trying. It's progress.
Looking up at the camera again, it's like, it's a journey.
And she's standing up. She's like keeping an eye on her pockets. It's like, I'll go look for that book for you.
Thanks,
It's good
Doc.
speaking to you.
I'm sure it was.
And she does like a little nod and then waves up at the camera.
All right, you're let out. The cell closes behind you.
She's heading off, and
Alright.
as soon as she leaves the prison room, she's like, jeez. Oh, he could have killed me.
All right.
And she manages to maintain a composure. Does the BSA have like a library kind of room?
Not at Camp Clancy.
This is a camp for
Definitely.
soldiers. We gotta read books.
Not at Camp Clancy.
Not at Camp Clancy.
There is one book in this entire facility, and it belongs to Katara.
That is false. I have a book.
Oh yeah.
Actually, Amazon's a thing, right? The thing yet?
Not yet, I don't think.
Hold on.
Not a useful, like, not as big of a thing yet.
Yeah, at the least.
Like, you might get a Kindle, but it's garbage.
Well, she's gonna go looking around for that book. Like,
All right, yeah, you can make a trip into town as before.
Maps
I'll
of
say you
meaning?
could go ahead
right.
and.
Before that, though, she'd just go up to Chauncey and be like, well, I talked to him.
Oh, yeah? Did you get anything?
A lot of stuff, actually, although... probably have to sit down and go through everything again.
What do you mean by that?
Well, just, you know... I'm not really the best at processing things at the time. I prefer sitting down and... I made a lot of notes. I prefer sitting down, going through the details and that sort of stuff.
Well, whenever you feels right.
But I also need to go look for a book.
Why? What's he gonna do? Start reading now?
Maybe.
He's really hit his low, hasn't he?
Chauncey finally figured it out.
It's better than him trying to steal one of my syringes to do whatever he plans to do with it.
Yeah, I seen that. You alright?
Yeah, sort of. Still a little nervous, but I feel better now. But I'm gonna go look for that book.
Okay, best
I'm
of
gonna
luck.
look for Katara first.
Best of luck. I've
She
seen
nods.
her all day.
Katara! Yeah, she's heading to find Katara and then ask her if she wants to come shopping with her.
Alright, Katara. Nuria catches up with you.
Oh, so she probably would have found her going like popping up to Chauncey's area because she still hasn't given the report on the CO.AG virus stuff.
Oh, yeah. So you run into her on the way there?
Yeah. Oh, here we are.
Oh, there you are, Katara. Oh, man. How can you be around Mr. G so often?
What do you mean?
Well, explains what Chauncey wanted her to do and everything she'd done.
Huh? You... I would have been more comfortable there holding up a scar to him the whole time, but you know what? No, that's fine. Okay, you're good.
But, you want to go book shopping with me?
Yeah, I need to talk to Chauncey real quick though, because the stuff for Guadalajara is done.
Yeah. I'll wait here.
All right, I'll be right back. Chauncey.
What's up? Come on in. My war room is never closed.
She walks in. She's like, "All right, I got a update on the formulas for Guadalajara. They're done.
Oh yeah?
Yep. And got how many were there? Was there like 4 of them or like 3, 2 that they made?
For the formulas?
Yeah.
Yeah, they.
I know you said he made like a.
Well, they handed
few
you one vial, but
Okay.
presumably there's a lot more.
Okay.
You just haven't stored.
So she's like, she pulls it out. She's just like, I got 1 vial here, though they have more made.
Oh.
Yeah, considering that we're probably gonna have to do a whole like citywide, thing. Depending on how bad it's gotten, I would assume pretty bad since we haven't done anything.
Man.
Have you contacted them at all since?
Yeah. Yeah, I've been in contact. Looking down at my war table, have I contacted them recently?
No, you have not.
Have they contacted me? Tried to, at least.
They have tried to, yeah, but
I swipe it to the left. Yeah, I've been in contact while straight-eyed looking at Katara, swiping it to the left, like garbage.
Dude.
All right. Well, if you could try to get into contact with them again, let them know that we've got some stuff set and ready. Although, like I said, I want to head out there myself just to pick up some samples.
Yeah, we'll definitely, once we figure out how to administer this in the mass populace, we'll definitely be heading down.
All right, cool. Yeah, other than that, that's what's going on. Aiden's down there as well. You're going to be running some stuff on him with conditions, of course, to make sure he's comfortable.
Yeah, of course, we don't want to piss that guy off.
Oh, no, not at all. But that's about it for now. I'm about to head out with Nuria, so Actually, hold up before I leave. Just kind of like pops over to him and just hands the little formula over. She's like, I can't leave with this.
Oh yeah, yes, appreciate that.
Going to the mall.
Yep. Casual day.
As you're walking out of the war room, I will say, Katara, hope
Yeah.
you don't mind, but kind of instilled some trust in Daenerys into digging deeper into Mr. G's psyche. I know it's not really her field, but
She told me.
between me and you, I'm kind of using her as bait. I want him to.
He is standing right here.
Oh, I mean, I don't see you.
She looked out behind the door like.
I know he would try to pick off the weaker of individuals, and knowing that she is more of a brilliant mind than a brawn, I know he would feel more like she's more vulnerable, and he'd be more likely to gloat in a sense and try every aspect to show that he is not changing. And in that fact, that is why I am using her over anybody else. I hope you understand. I do not mean to put her in danger, but I do feel like she is the best person capable to break him in a sense, for good or for bad.
I trust your judgment as much as it worries me, but I will say, should anything happen to her, if he does anything to hurt her, or if he does do something to kill her, he is mine.
Understood.
And there's nothing that anybody is going to do to stop me for what I will do to him myself, should anything happen to Nuria. But I trust your judgment.
Should anything happen in Nuria, I will personally open that gate for you.
It's a little messed up to say, but this is like, as she's just kind of, stopping at the door, she's like, Aiden was kind of having flashbacks to imprisonment when he was younger. He was a walker and experimentations and such.
What do you mean flashbacks?
Well, he was in the lab down there when I was telling him about, testing. He was very uncomfortable with the idea because he was thinking about it, but the reason I'm bringing this up is because I will head down that immoral route with Mr. G. I have no care. And that's if any harm comes to her. I'm not just going to kill him. And she walks out after saying that.
Does he tell her about how he tried to pick Nuria's pocket?
No, I'm assuming Nuria will explain that during their travels. I know, as much as I let Nuria know that I knew, she didn't even catch it. I didn't want anybody else to know that I was sitting there watching, like, aha, I've seen that dirtbag.
I heard that. It was like, oh yeah, I saw that. You okay?
Yeah, I saw that.
Actually, before they leave, she's gonna quickly head over to a little lab and store Mr. G's blood so she can do tests on it later.
All right.
Okay, I bet she's heading out to the bar.
While everybody's doing their travels, I actually want to go down to the lab and take a seat next to Aiden while he's doing his test.
Mm-hmm.
As much as it is a burn of resources, I want them to run the same tests on me, just so he can see that other people can get this done and he's got somebody who will go through everything that he's going through alongside him. So even though we know it to have no effect on me, whatever test they run on him, they will also run on me.
Oh, okay. Yeah, some
to let him know
solidarity.
that- yeah.
Understood. All
I'm
right.
happy I said something.
That's really good leadership.
I'm happy I said something. Like, what do you mean flashbacks? Oh, this reason. Okay, I'm gonna go down there and I like that.
Solidarity. All right.
Yeah.
So you go through the paces with them.
Yep.
And meanwhile, Nuri and Katara go out for a night on the town, so to speak. Nuria, make a quick investigation check if you for searching for a book. But other than that, are the two of you looking to get anything while you're out? We can go through that real quick.
Oh yeah, I'm getting more chem fluid and chem material for the chest.
Still stocking up.
If you find anything of value for anybody, bring it back. We'll get you covered.
Because what do I have left?
Oh shit! That's a
Yo,
big
where's
card.
that book?
No, yeah, you find it.
Where that book go?
Library doesn't even know they have it. You found it.
No, yeah, you find a pretty good deal on that book. I'll say you can go ahead and mark off $20 if you want to get that book for Mr. G.
Oh, hell yeah, that's a cheap book too.
Mm.
It's a cheap book. Give me that book.
Can't believe you nat 20 to book find. Like, how do you do that? We need you nat 20 everything. You nat 20 a book find. Let's go.
And Katara, yeah, you stop by Thinker's Corner, talk to your old acquaintance now, Carl Hawks. You're able to pick up some more. What were you looking for?
Chem material, chem fluid.
Okay, you can get 5 of each. $50 per, so $250, $500 in total
Cool. Yep.
for 5 of each.
Yep, and that's gonna go right to the storage.
All right.
I don't think anything else because I still got a bunch of scrap material and all that other stuff. So
Probably I'd just have Miria grab 2 chem material.
Unfortunately, your friend just sold me all out, so
Damn
have
it, it
to-
happened again.
you're gonna have to consult with her. Hey, I've got some good deals. You need any scrap? You need any propane? Liquid nitrogen? Got plenty of that.
Liquid nitrogen stack.
oh, bro, can you
It does not.
I don't have any inventory for anything.
Well, we put it in the car, and then it'll just
Sure.
come with us in the car.
Yeah, I'll take a liquid nitrogen. Yes. I'll just have liquid nitrogen, thanks.
All right, I'll be 500.
Propane.
Pulls out a
So-
card and pays by card.
All right. You pick up a liquid nitrogen canister.
He sells propane and propane accessories.
Actually,
Y'all have any propane?
is there a place I could buy gas canisters?
Gas station.
Yeah, I'm just gonna buy some gas canisters.
Yeah, if you could just, I'll say we'll charge you like $10 to pick up a couple of canisters that you could just fill up at a gas station. And
Cool, yeah, I'll
another
do that.
$5 on top of that, maybe.
Yeah, I'll do that. That'd be perfect. How many of these can I get?
As many as you have inventory space for. It's each one's an entire slot.
Each one is an entire slot. I mean, let's see. Hold on. Yeah, we good.
All right.
We good. I will get 3 of those. Because then I will bring those back and then start crafting.
All right. What are you looking to craft?
All flame rounds. I haven't had flame rounds in forever.
Right. Oh yeah, and it is worth noting the armory is restocked. If anybody needs to get anything.
Not for long.
Oh, yeah.
Full power, baby.
Also, Chauncey, worth noting, that, yeah, while you're heading to the armory, and we could take care of all the inventory management and whatnot off stream. But yeah, you, a couple of your employees, so to speak, a couple of your men get you up to date with some stuff. First off, Clyde Rischel, who is over handling the armory, does point out that he's just like, oh yeah, we by the way, there's still of course lots of munitions that we can get a hold of if you want to put in the extra funding for it, and seeing as we've been going into battle lately, if you want to improve the gear on your unit, that'd be something I could put some requisitions in for. So, that's an option. So yeah, there is then Improved Equipment Research Project now available. So you can find that in the research projects list. And Quint would also point out, he's just like, hey, I did some R&D on that thing you sent me to, by the way. I think I've got a quote that we can look at to get that created and mixing and matching your Genesis with your IR goggles.
Yeah.
So the Genesis Goggles research project is also now available.
Yeah, actually, I was literally just brought this up 5 seconds before you said the ammunition increase, because I was like, man, we should probably upgrade this. So I am looking at it. Yeah. Now, for the improved equipment, is that, like, do I still have to go through the ammo increase bracket to get that far, or no?
No. Only the ones with the Roman numerals are associated with each other. So you have to go.
So I can just buy a rocket launcher?
If you want.
Oh, okay. I thought it was like increase rocket launcher.
No, yeah, only the ones that are. Yeah, you only have to go in chronological order if they're in a series, and if they have the number Roman numeral labeling. So, yeah, so we'll maybe figure some of that out, come with some plans next time. But actually, also worth noting that with the experience that that Foxtrot team has been gaining, you do still have available the option to upgrade their experience level from veteran to elite if you just give them 1 week of continuous training. So that's still on the table as well if you just keep them here at Camp Clancy.
Yeah, I will keep them at the camp when we go to Guadalajara.
Okay. So
from this day forward, I will have spoke with them about training
hard,
and until we come back, and I need them bigger, stronger, faster.
All right, understood. So with that, you give that briefing to the team, and you all settle yourselves to your various tasks and prepare to head to Guadalajara and bring the antidote that way. And that's where we're going to end tonight's session.
I'll quickly add. Once Neria gets back, whether Miss G is awake or asleep or whatever he's doing, she'll slide the book through the bars and head to the labs to analyze his blood.
Really quick, when she gets back, what hour is it? Like late in the day?
Yeah, I'd probably be pushing into late afternoon, evening, maybe around 6 or 7.
Yeah, you start seeing he's much different from the last you saw him. He's like sitting on the edge of his bed, and his legs are just like, bouncing, and he's just kind of looks a little irritated.
Okay. Also note that down.
Huh.
All right, so you slip him the book.
And if you come and tell Chauncey that you've seen it that way, I say, yeah, I saw that.
I saw when that started.
All right. Whew. Well, that was a session.
Yeah, it
But
was.
yeah, it went a little longer than I was expected. But well, I guess not as long as last week. But thank you all
I
very much for
expected
watching.
RP today.
Oh man, and you got it. You
This
got
was
it.
entirely RP.
I will
I
say.
actually sort of expect RP for next week as well.
I will say this is this might be the most amount of tallies gross that have ever been awarded in an episode across the entire cast. Most ever. Certainly most singular as well for an individual. I think a new record has been set. But yeah, there's lots that's going around. But thank you all very much for watching. We'll see where we go from here next week. Until then, see y'all later. Peace. Squared. Have a good night. God bless.
Good night, sweet dreams. All of the good things. Take care of yourself.
Good night. God
Mental
bless.
health
Thank
episode.
you.